We've gotten 0%
Elgato
better
sound.
at this.
Wait, what's this?
Oh.
Microphone. Are we there?
Are you hearing us?
You hear us now.
I think so. Yeah.
There we go. I don't know why. Apparently, I needed to change the thing. It looks like it's fine. Everybody do a sound check. Make a noise.
Sound check.
Ah!
I was drinking.
Okay, let me know if it sounds funny and I'll change the mixer. But apparently I had to reselect the mixer.
says things sound like they suck.
Things sound like they
no.
suck?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
From
That's
a
not the right-
technical standpoint, or
Alright,
just
let's
in
Hold on,
terms
that's
of
not the
like
right thing
the
then.
quality
Hold
of
on,
our
wait.
lives?
Is that different?
Here.
Try this. Try this.
Better?
Sound check.
I think that's us.
Oh, Alex sounded clearer.
Better now?
Yeah, I think it's better now. I think it was only pulling from
The
maybe...
program deselected the mixer,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're good now?
Much better.
Everyone sounds good? All right. I didn't know. I guess there's no way for us to do an audio check.
Because the mixer always has the light on, like it clearly
Yeah.
is working.
It's good now. Right. I mean, the mixer was working. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Right. Is everyone's experience ideal?
It's been a month. Let's shake off the rust.
It's been 2 months or something like that.
Really?
So
It's been a year.
it's been 4 years. We don't have any announcements. Let's go!
That was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday.
Wow.
Well, that's not what this is
I
about.
know.
Spent 4 days on your birthday.
I know.
She had a birthday right next to Valentine's Day on purpose, just to fuck with me. So,
It's the smart play, honestly.
Then we just get to have a week of fun.
yeah, we did get to have a week of fun. It was all fun. And you got spoiled. Rotten. So, yeah, we're just gonna play D&D. Do we have anything we have to go over first? We good? We're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
Last we left off. I just want to play D&D, bro. Last we left off. Is this brighter than usual?
No?
Maybe.
I think it is. I think it is. Last we left off, this is brighter than usual. But it won't be for long.
Make it dark and scary. Can't see us at all.
Better. Last we left off. The group had traveled on a tip to the estate of one Lord Carmine, an enigmatic figure, a bohemian lifestyle, possibly shoeless, but also up to some strange experiments, it would seem. You were invited to spend some time on the grounds and almost as a guest of Lord Carmine's. You were able to wander and wait until the next evening, where there would be what he described as sort of a dinner party, a presentation of sorts. So you took the opportunity to investigate the grounds a little bit, spend some time. You found some odd things, but nothing particularly glaring. Apparently his family lives not on this estate, but deeper into the woods and in a clearing inside of like a gated little place, almost like a little prairie with a small house in the center that you traveled to after maybe, possibly, probably being sort of thwacked with sticks or other implements by children that were going, they were pretty sneaky and pretty fast for children. But nothing really came of it. You went back, got some sleep, noticed a few more strange things. The glass in the estate seemed to have some property to it you couldn't quite figure out. Glistens in the glass and strange perspectives. You went down to the dinner party. You went to the presentation, talking with several other people, some people from different ministries around the Halvian Vales, the country that the twins hail from. While there, you mingled for a little bit, enjoyed some drink, and then the presentation began. Lord Carmine passed out to several participants a serum he called Animus that looks somewhat aesthetically similar to Isaac's plunger. It was there that several of the guests, for lack of a better term, turned into monsters. One of whom, skeleton ripped out of their skin, and the skin was waddling around trying to slap people, and the skeleton was trying to get people. There was a particularly large brutish individual, and a worm, and a
That
worm
got away.
that got away. What did he get away with?
Sheer determination.
How did he get away? He got away with something, or he tried to.
And then he
tried to
dropped
take-
it, and I grabbed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have the keys, I
Yeah.
believe, to the estate.
Mm-hmm.
And any other...
We have the orb to scry. Yeah. That's what he tried to take, was the orb.
So, you have been... you opened some doors, wandered through. You are now in what could only be described as a maze-like sort of space. The walls, again, are made of this black sort of obsidian stone. It's not the same Vanta black that like really ate the light of the crypt that you visited before when you walked the grounds, but it is similar. It is not quite as oppressive. You are pretty clearly within a system of the larger crypt here, and the door has shut behind you. Your light was on. It is now, right now, purple light emanating very dimly from your floating alligator head light, and with a little candle on top. You also have in tow with you an individual. Do you guys remember the name of? Anybody write that down?
Fuck.
I mean, I had to. I just want to see if anyone.
I thought I did, but I don't. It was something simple.
It was Rummy.
Rummy.
Rummy, who who asked you to get him out of a cell back a ways.
I forgot we been crawling through.
You are
and
you are
found this
currently
man.
down here. Carmine ran out when the experiments began, and the monsters started doing things. You are now in this system of subterranean tunnels. It is dark in here. The only light right now is from that.
Didn't Remy say he knew the way out?
Rummy did not say he knew the way out.
Who was it that?
Rummy
Mary
says
knows the way
he doesn't want to go back. Well, he doesn't want to. Okay. Let's reestablish this. You are let's just blank slate. It's been 2 months. You're standing with Rummy. If you want to ask him any questions, you go ahead. He is a very thin individual. Let's say you just got him out not too long ago. He offered you assistance. He does not know the exact way out. He's been trapped in here as well.
But Mary knows the way out.
You are not with Mary.
What?
What do you mean?
Are you guys with Mary?
Yeah, we
Did you
were
guys
in the
meet up with
main
Mary?
room with Mary, and she
Yeah.
was like, "You shouldn't be in
Our
your,
last
out of
session
your
ended
cell."
with us seeing the big ass vampire.
Yeah, we saw the
And then we
progenitor
started,
vampire.
yeah, because I wanted to see that, and then we were starting to walk out one of the doorways.
Okay,
She
I just
was
hadn't
gonna
remembered.
take- she
you
just
were
said
you
we
were
were
going to
free to
run to Mary
leave.
soon, so I just didn't know you had already.
Mary
run.
said
Okay.
we were free to leave and she would take us out, and we just wanted to
That's
make
right.
sure we
She
had
took us the
roommates,
way
so-
where the original experiment was, or something, because I wanted to see it.
The original
Or
experiment.
the
The
original.
first vampire.
No, it wasn't the vampire.
No,
it
it's
was
not.
No, it was the other way. It was past cells, and one of the cells was
Yeah,
holding something.
you're going deeper into the cell blocks,
Mhm.
into the rest of the prison.
Yeah.
That is essentially down here. There seems to be like a place that monsters were kept and sequestered away for reasons you don't know. This place is older than Carmine's experience here. He built the place on top of this.
Well, we found out that they were trying to trap things down here rather than like it was like some Raven Queen shit, right?
Who's they?
The cultists of the Raven Queen. And then it
You
got
don't know-
repurposed later.
You
by
don't know their
Carmine.
exact motivations, but you know that it seems that the Raven Queen's
This is definitely a prison.
cult seemed to take individuals, like, given the denizens that live here, monstrous individuals, and sequester them in this way. You don't know what the motivation was, but any of you who are proficient in religion would know that when the Raven Queen existed, 30 years ago, before all the gods died, there was, are any of you proficient in religion?
Yes.
The one in skill, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because
I think-
I'm purpose.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think the twins are very.
I think just you. So you would know
Yeah.
that she essentially dealt in fate and death. Stuff Rainey already knows. And so it would make sense for them to have a place to keep people away from affecting the outside world if they were dealing with fate. So you are currently sort of in this intermediate stage. You were in the refectory, I believe it was called, which was the main area where the presentation took place. It was an old eating hall that had been converted into this like sort of dining space for Carmine. And then there were doors that were like locked and you had other keys for. Vigil Eli, one of the we'll just call it's a Hauvian police officer essentially, is a vigil. And you went and left, and he was in the room, and then when you got back, he wasn't there.
Oh yeah, he like fucked off.
Yeah. So you have Rummy and Mary in tow with you, and you are outside of the refectory and starting to travel down what seems to be like a long hallway that will eventually open up into this maze-like prison cell area. So as you walk, is there anything you want to ask Mary or Rummy or each other, just so we can reestablish sort of the space? Anything you want to ask me?
Did Carmine know about the vampire being kept here? Or
Are you
was it-
asking Mary?
yes.
Okay.
Was it sort of an accidental discovery?
Lord Carmine, she replies, and Mary, again, just to reestablish, she is similar to Isabella. She has ball-jointed fingers and porcelain flesh, and walks in a robotic fashion. She says, well, I came along after this. I am Mr. Carmine's assistant, and so I don't know a lot about this place. And Rummy sort of cuts her off and goes, I don't think he knew it was down here.
You don't think he knew? He just
No, I don't think he knew it was down here.
What
makes you so
certain?
Because... And he sort of looks at all of you, and Mary says, please, do not interact with the prisoner. He needs to be going back to his cell very soon.
Mary, he's not going back to his cell. Continue, please. I say to Rummy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look in the cell, if you look at it, it's been around a while.
Likely built by.
Living there, and then, he's been doing experiments.
Like on you. Is he trying to create vampires or something different?
I don't think it matters. I think he's testing things out.
Just throwing things at the wall? See what sticks?
I don't know. I just know there's bad stuff down here. No one comes back from this way.
Well, we have Mary to guide us out.
I've not been down here. I do know that this will be the larger prison area. I'm not permitted to continue into this space.
Well, you will be stuck down here.
I will provide any assistance I can to the guests of Lord Carmine in my permitted areas. Do you wish anything of me in this moment? As she walks you essentially down a hallway, and then she sort of stops, and you see, in the area you stop, there's this like black hallway. There is a line that sort of bisects the entire hallway. One single golden thread that frames the entire hallway, and it gently glows.
Another ward?
Mary, do you know what these golden threads are for?
They are left over from the crypt itself. It is not something that we've done. However, I am not permitted to pass this. You are, though. Yeah, I don't like that shit. Says Roman. Keep in mind, he has 4 levels of exhaustion. He's not very much help. He's more of a hindrance than anything.
Actually, Mary, are you able to get us any blood
No.
currently? Worth a shot?
I don't have access to the main house.
Well,
You two are awfully quiet.
Just would like to get out of here.
shall we get going then?
I'm ready. I can't see, so.
What do you all want to do?
I'm sorry, I forgot. The wards that were on the things before, did we determine, or did you determine that those were not a danger because of how old they were, or did we still think...
I don't think we really figured that out.
Okay. We are going to pass this? Should we maybe check and see if it's going to kill us?
We
Is that-
already.
I will
we
be in the
already walked
refectory when you need me.
past
The ones we
Okay.
encountered
The last
before
ones. They just seem to be. I don't know, something religious?
Perhaps, but that's just because those were relatively benign thrusts does not mean that this one necessarily is.
It seems like most people have just stolen the gold out with golden thread out anyway, so.
I suppose.
What are we gonna do? You're standing in this hallway. You can see that it goes on for a while, and then it opens up. Because there's, you can see every once in a while there's these threads. So it gives just a touch of light, just a touch of depth to this place. It is darkness though. Otherwise, it's not easy to see. So yeah.
Do you have your light?
I mean, the light's on. It's purple.
Oh, it's still on. Okay.
I'll poke it.
It's on in purple. Do you want it to do something else?
6.
Indigo. It very slightly shifts to bluish.
Well, shall we be off?
We have to get out of here.
Who's going to?
Alright, I'll step across. Jesus
I
Christ.
was waiting for the trap expert.
Oh, I'll just step across and start walking.
Okay,
Thanks, dude.
you do so.
Right behind you.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone begins to walk through. You walk through and down this hallway. And again, it's just like black hallways, and then there's 3 essentially framed golden threads every 30 feet or so. So you walk about 90 feet. At the end of the last one, it opens up, and you see a maze of cell blocks before you, but not like, bars and things. They're shut doors, like sealed with like a little tiny window.
Is
They're
it
black. Some of the doors are open. The first thing you notice before you ask questions is that it smells terrible in here. The closer you get to it, it starts to like lift up. It's almost like a distant trash smell into distinctly like old blood, guts, and
Raw.
waste. It's not a nice smell. It also has a bit of humidity in here that you didn't expect. Like it's not warm, but it's starting to like, you can tell that there's like a musk to this place. Yeah, it's just filthy right now.
Is
so
it symmetrical to the other side?
it doesn't. You don't know if it's symmetrical or not. You can't see.
I know, but does it look like when we walk? So when we walked out to go get Rummy from the cells.
Out. You didn't get him from here.
Like, does it
You
look
got him from
similar
back
to the
a ways.
cells?
Yeah,
where we
that's
got
what I'm
him
saying.
from?
Does
Is
it
that the
look
question?
similar to the
It
cells
doesn't look
where we got
symmetrical.
him?
It looks
from?
the cells that you got Rummy from seem to be more isolated.
Okay,
This is
It's like
this
a
is
fucking prison block.
but
this if I was to describe it, it would be this is closer to a Gen Pop situation,
Yeah.
or it could be a situation very densely packed for isolation because it doesn't seem like they interrupt. There's not like open bars again. Like no one would be knocking on. Like imagine this place was filled in its heyday. You wouldn't hear anything. There'd just be people inside these cells anyway. You'd walk in a quiet hallway. So some of the doors are open, some of them are shut, and the only light in here is from your light or the occasional. Not even on the hallways like it was before. Around some of the doors, there's like a light golden thread that frames some of them. Some of them seem to be still active.
this isn't connected to the troll hallway, is it?
Who do you ask?
Rummy.
Yes.
Oh.
It's around.
So I still have to sneak past that.
What are the cells made out of?
Do you want to go inspect one of the cells? You'd have to walk across the hallway and into the cell block. You guys are currently not in the cell block.
I'll wait, but
Okay.
when we cross into there, I will.
So you guys are hanging out in this hallway. You can all see in your immediate space because she has a light. You can also try to do something else. What do you guys want to do?
Anything else besides the troll that we should be worried about?
Other stuff that's down here. I don't know, man.
I was just wondering if you had seen
I
anything.
feel like shit. And he just sort of sits down, like he's heavy breathing. He is. He looks just like when the light's even on him, even in the indigo light, he looks pale.
Would anyone want to
Sallow.
donate some blood to him?
Pass.
In what capacity?
I mean, he might be stronger if he eats.
Doing. As a doctor, is it good to keep having someone drink? Oh wait, you're the vampire. I forget that we had this conversation. Sorry, it's been like too much. Did I already ask him if he wants
He asked
regular
us
food?
if we had. He was like thirsting for blood when we met him.
Has he tried regular food?
He doesn't want food.
He was like, "You want some blood?" When we met him, so
Or do we have a container we can collect it in?
if you could just
Probably
draw
have
some at it with a
something.
syringe.
Yeah, that works.
That's fine.
Guess it's yours then.
Hmm?
Your blood.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Mine. How much do we want to give him?
You're gonna sit here, draw blood in this dirty place, and administer it to
We could
the
go
vamp.
back
the
into
damn
the sort of foyer and do this
So
procedure.
now we've walked down this hallway to walk back and do a procedure on a vampire. We can.
I mean, if you think it might help,
I do not know if feeding blood to the person with literal bloodlust is a good idea. Like, I get it. It's like. I'll look at the guy. No offense, like, I get it. You're hungry, but like, you see how this is the optics here are not ideal.
Give a fuck about your optics.
I eat people. I don't understand.
That is fair, I guess.
You don't have to feed me. I'll be a little bit more helpful. But
I think we would be best served getting further and trying to find an exit and getting him help.
Would you be able to lead the way then?
I don't know anything about this place.
I'm gonna try and sneak ahead to like the actual cell block and like look into the doors and stuff.
Okay, so you go ahead and roll a stealth check.
19.
He goes. You can tell he's hangry. He as Ink sort of starts sneaking forward. And what are you trying to look at? Just check out a
kind
cell
of
block?
looking a general idea of what the cells look like inside, and
Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Roll me a perception check. So while this is happening, and this takes a few moments to sneak up there and stuff, he looks at you and he goes, I don't know a map of this place. I don't have it in my head. I've been in here and tortured and shit, but I do know a few things. There's a troll, whatever other fucking little freaks he made. If they survive, they're in here, but the troll seems to run this shit, which is why I don't want to go that way.
Right, which is why I thought we were going the opposite way.
No.
Of the troll.
We're going the opposite way from the way it was, not the way it can go. It was screaming back there, but we get. There's no guarantee. It can move freely about this place. We gotta be.
How quiet is it?
How quiet is what?
The troll.
Not.
It's very loud. We heard it.
Well, yeah, but
Eating
not
It's
when
not
it's
at all though.
prowling or stuff.
Something else in here. I don't know what it is. Little things. And sometimes there's like, I don't know anything about trolls, man.
Little things?
Yeah, little fucking things.
What's that even mean?
I don't know. I've only ever heard them gnawing at shit. Heard them eat people. I don't know what they look like.
It's like a skittering or like a footstep?
Yes.
Both?
Sure. I don't know the difference. You sneak up, and you just want to like broad view of like the hallway and like the cells.
I got
There's
13.
okay. There's yeah, a general overlook of this is just right now. It seems this initial space is where a lot of the death happens. You can see in front of you are some cells, and then it like curls around, and then it doesn't seem to have like a traditional. It's not like a grid. Sometimes there's like a cluster, and then it'll have like a cul-de-sac, and it'll dead end somewhere. You give a scout of like 30 feet on either side, and you sort of walk around a little bit and look around. There doesn't seem to be much around here besides like pieces of like creatures, but not like even enough to really identify. It looks like blood and guts and stuff. It looks like stuff gets eaten here. And like there's like waste. Like imagine if someone just ate like a bucket of chicken wings every single day, but they were raw, and they ripped them off the chicken, and then there's buckets of chicken with their bones and shit everywhere, and like you see like a couple like bent up like pieces of like maybe metal or swords or like a broken pole arm. You see rended like useless leather armor. You also see splashes of like what seemed to have been like some kind of like liquid that burned into some of the stone. Not like a lot, and then you see like just like 30 feet down to the right, what seemed to be a corner where something moved along it, or like there was wetness. Anyway, it corroded a bunch of it and like moved off in a way. You also see a few like glowing mushrooms coming out of what you would suspect is some kind of like pile of waste that you can't identify. And then you make your way back. While they are talking about trolls or something. Rami doesn't know anything about trolls.
I'm just gonna take my boot knife out.
Okay. You've done experiments on a troll hand.
Yeah. How much would I know?
I don't know. You can petition me on whatever you think you might have access to. What are you saying?
I'm gonna take my boot knife out and just cut my hand.
Okay.
That's
And
sanitary.
offer it to Rummy.
You want him to suck your hand? Okay. So you walk over to him. You cut the hand, and you take an initial 1 point of damage just to make yourself bloody. And you walk over to him, and as you do, he sort of looks you in the eyes without saying, "Are you sure?" He asks you, but he's also already starting to go in. It's sort of like if someone goes, "Can I take a bite of that?" and they're grabbing it, and so he starts,
Don't bite.
and he grabs your hand, and puts his tongue in the cut, and he's slurping the blood. How much damage do you want to take? Essentially, you're telling me exactly how many hit points before you're trying to pull away. How many you want to give him?
I'll do 6 more.
6 total hit points? He
Yeah.
doesn't take the initial 1 point.
Okay,
That's just
then yeah,
the
6.
Okay,
Cuddlingus.
there it is. Everyone dies. So,
Rock you die.
okay, 6 points towards Rummy will take care of 1 level of his exhaustion for now. Where did my exhaustion thing go? There it is. Yeah, he had 4, not 5, because he wouldn't have been able to move. Okay. Actually, he has to make a con saving throw. He does not lose exhaustion, however, he does suck hit points, and now you try to pull away. Did you roll a strength saving throw?
Oh boy.
7.
He takes 3 more hit points from you as he loses his 4th level of exhaustion, and I need you to roll me a strength saving throw. And you're starting 12?
Yeah.
You're starting to see. Oh no!
I'm-
He just grabs you with both hands. And he starts to pull, and you are
I'm
now
gonna
taking.
Kick him off.
You're gonna try. You are now taking. You take 4 more points of damage
Pull him
as he continues. It's not enough yet to help, and he doesn't seem to be able to. As you see, his eyes are rolling back in his head, and he's in full ecstasy
Goodness,
as
sir.
he drinks
Alright,
from
I'm
your
gonna
hand.
try to pull this
Okay,
fucker off.
so how are you trying to do that?
I'm not very strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's Isaac doing?
I mean, if anything, I want to try to interpose
I mean,
if I
that'd be a
can.
strength.
So
Strength.
everything I can think of to try to stop it
Okay,
is
that's
strength
fine.
Me
related,
too.
regardless of me.
That's fine.
So,
So you can roll a
it's
strength,
what I would
and
try
you
to
can roll a
do.
strength. Yeah, absolutely.
9.
hold on.
Brady's gonna die to a fucking vampire.
Happens. Hope he's helpful for you. Good lord.
So I said put it in a container.
Your ass.
Fuck. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta relax.
It's a 6.
A 6.
Actually, a 5.
You take 1 more point.
Can I just take my cane and fucking
That's
whack
enough.
him in the fucking head
Yeah.
to try to knock
attack
him out?
Make an attack.
Don't do too much damage, please.
my
It's not
cane.
worth it.
It's my cane.
He's emaciated. He's
fine.
been in a
You need
dungeon.
to do so with advantage because he.
Oh, okay. Well, I
He's
assume
distracted.
well,
the first one was a
well. Now there's
17,
just 3
so-
of you around. I mean, he's just
Yeah.
surrounded.
Oh well, that one's even higher. 20, unnatural.
20.
30.
You hit him, and I'll say you're just trying to do 1 point of
Yeah.
damage. You whack, and he's gonna get to make a wisdom saving throw. Oops. And so at that point he lets go, and he goes, He doesn't apologize. He just sits there and like
fine.
enjoys
Sounds
the
full.
leftovers on his lips. And then he sits there and like
Are you good?
sucks his fingers.
Yeah, I could use a bandage if you've got one, but other than oh, well, I don't actually need that.
I could just bandage his hand up
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay, you go over.
So I definitely would have cut apart the troll hand and probably seen that it would regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume.
So
I feel
actually,
like that's why you'd want the troll, right? It's regen prepping.
it did it first.
Yeah.
Go and roll a medicine check. See what you glean.
Oh, that's right. Medicine's wisdom. Fucking stupid. 21.
21.
I'm surprised you don't just use intelligence as his medicine stat.
And swap religion and
Yeah.
medicine.
Yeah, honestly.
That's
They
how
did it
it
because
should be
well, they
normally.
did it because clerics are healers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Hi. Go lay down.
you silly.
You just
silly
force
boy.
of will medicine.
bro.
That's how it's
Yeah.
done.
how I do
So
it.
at first it did regenerate for a little bit, but you weren't able to get the regeneration ability out of it because it was just a hand. It stopped having the resources to regenerate. If it had been fresh and not preserved, it would have probably, with a 20-something,
24.
21.
21, sorry.
21. You believe if it hadn't been embalmed, essentially, to stop the process, because it was kept in like a light acid. So you know that it's acid stops regeneration. You also know that fire stops regeneration because
That
you
was my
lit
next
something on
question.
fire.
'Cause I was going to say, like, when I
So
was
acid
burning
and
it or
fire
something.
both
Okay.
limit regeneration. However, the metabolism is what causes it to regenerate. So eating. So when it eats, it gets back hit points.
Which is like the only thing this thing does.
And so in order to even have a chance at harvesting something like that, you would need essentially its entire torso and head. But no need for the limbs.
Yeah.
That's just for future reference.
Okay.
But also, you do know, I mean, does anyone else know, anyone who would, you think you'd run across it? And trolls are pretty common creatures.
I would read
Pretty common monsters.
like story
So
books
yeah,
stuff, but-
storybooks, definitely I think, and think so. Trolls.
Maybe
More of a
read a book
werewolf
or something about
situation,
them.
Okay. So you guys can roll whatever roll you think you would use to access recall for that. So history, religion.
Natural
if it
20.
applies. Oh fuck. Okay.
That would be probably history, so 24.
Okay.
12 history, I guess.
I mean, you know, essentially, you're hanging in there, like, oh yeah, that sounds about like what I've heard. But these two, one, he's dissected a hand, and you read lots of stories. You've read stories to your delight about how ravenous and famous their hunger is. It rivals the hunger of there are wasting giants that roam famished lands that, when they starve, have unfamishable hunger forever, and that's just how they live after that point. Trolls rival even that. Trolls are famous for specifically being more interested in eating than their own survival or well-being. Like, they don't care about pain. They're brutish. They're savage. They are dangerous. They're particularly dangerous to things that care about their own well-being. However, you do know they're not super smart. And again, because they don't mind their own harm, they're not easy to manipulate or trick or anything, but they're also not like geniuses. They're not tacticians. They are straightforward, straight line, I want to eat something. So knowing this information, you can approach as you wish.
Well, unfortunately, it seemed to have eaten most of the previous distraction.
So, for the purposes of this, if we head further in, well, when we head, I assume, further into the crypt down here, you're going to need to make me a roll to help move the group through. And everyone's got to make one roll throughout this process. So we're going to do 4 of them total. And when we do that, we're also going to roll some d6s. So you don't do it now, because you had to declare before we do anything. But like, so yeah. Anyone have any ideas of how it's a skill challenge essentially?
Can I help with stealth? Try
Can we take
and
a
help
short rest?
make sure everyone.
No.
No.
You haven't taken a short rest. Would you like to try to take a short rest here?
No.
Do drugs.
You do have moon dust.
That gives me a short rest, right?
Well, you
Moon dust gives you the effects of a short rest. However,
Really?
keep in mind when you have a short rest, you spend your hit dice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let me look at my
Does everyone have-
spell slots right now.
All their hit dice still
I'm
after that
chilling.
last fight.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. I have 10 hit points still too.
You do have to make me a roll when you do moon dust.
Yeah. It's time to do drugs.
Hell yeah, do drugs.
Okay, so the way that you do drugs is not the way they do drugs.
Yep.
The way you do drugs, you essentially pour it into your mouth. She will definitely get I mean, she's a creature. She gets affected by things. So
what
like,
does this give me?
it gives you the effects of a short rest, and you have to roll me a d20.
And don't get a nat 20.
Don't
now.
get a
Do.
nat 20?
Mm-hmm. Do not get a nat 20.
11.
So you get the effects of a short rest, and you have taken in the god flesh, as the Hobbes call it. So, if you want to spend hit dice, you can, but keep count of them.
Can I guess for navigation, use investigation to just look for like signs of what paths are the most used to try and find like a main pathway through here?
Or at least avoid the fucking...
A main pathway through here would be
Or like
what the troll would consider their game trails. So, knowing that, you would know where the troll is and is traveling or often. So it would be
yeah.
it would be the opposite of what you're asking for. Essentially, is where to go, but it'd be where maybe not to
Sure.
go,
the
or
least
it'd be,
used paths.
or it'd be.
Yeah.
Could help.
Then we'll do it that way.
So if that's the first thing you want to, so is that the first thing you want to do? Is obviously I think we're going all stealthy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
so stealth is a communal check. So whenever you guys are deciding to move, you can
That's good.
communally make a stealth check.
4.
4 total.
Yep.
Okay. 12.
11.
16.
Okay. Not very quiet, are we? So
6 decks, baby.
yeah. As we do that, you are using investigation to try to
I guess keep us off the troll.
keep us
trail.
off the troll trail.
Yeah.
All right.
So 27.
27. Okay, and I need you to roll me. I actually need you to pick 2 people to roll d6s.
Oh. Let's do the creepy twins.
Creepy twins. Okay, just tell them when you got them.
2.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
1 and 2.
All right.
Stay together.
Yeah. Sure. So you start moving through the halls of this like religious prison, this cult of ravens seem to have back in the day. You leave behind what felt like safety, though you can't be sure in that hallway, maybe because it was a closed space, you could see your exits. You leave behind Mary. Rummy moves with you. Let's do a stealth check. He's good at stealth. But he has to make some disadvantage because he's exhausted. Not too bad. Rummy is going to pull up the rear unless you ask him to do something else. And is essentially like very little help, except he has some abilities that if you wish upon, he can try. He's whatever vampires can do, he can do. And he follows behind you as you are looking at the ground and the space around, and you're seeing where stuff looks tamped and used in the front. It's a lot. So you start to just go by the area with 27. you do start to move a little bit to the right, sort of moving through what you would describe as like alleyways of cell blocks. Some of them are closed, some of them are opened. It seems in the opened ones, sometimes the door will be like wide open, and then inside of it seems to be like a bunch of shit that was thrown in there, like things that weren't edible. And so it seems like the troll's been down here, or eating a lot at least, for a bit. Years, it would seem, of accumulation, though you can't quite place it. You start to hear in the halls, as you're traveling, definitely off the beaten path. You are sure, as you sort of wander into the center of this cell block, that there doesn't seem to be the similar signs of consumption. It's not none, but it's fewer, and the smell isn't as strong in this area. But as you move forward, you start to hear like several, maybe a few different sniffing sort of things, and you can hear like and you hear sort of like this of something being like strained and then snapped, and then like two things sort of chewing on something. They sound small. Like the weight isn't much, but it seems to come from up around a corner. You're not necessarily all that stealthy, and as you start to hear it, you sort of shush, and then there's a and you start to hear this like splatty sort of feet, but with also like clicks at the same time. It is really like chittering and other stuff, and pattering, and you start to hear this like moving in your direction. What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to prep. Fuck.
Should we
Like
find
a
a cell to hide?
Yeah,
Poison
can I
spray.
find like an open hide to open cell?
Are
to,
they
like,
y'all just dipping? Are there any open cells?
Some of them are open and some of them aren't.
Yeah, bro, I got shit to fight with.
Okay, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I think-
Duck
You're all
into
gonna
a
try
cell.
to. You're all gonna try to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone try to hide in different spaces.
19.
Treat me right. Okay.
Oh.
17.
9.
20.
You're fine. You don't have bone marrow.
That's true. I don't smell like meat.
You see, well, first you hear, like, it's not consistent how the movement is. It's not like a couple kids that are making noises like, pat, 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 pat. It's not like that. It's like, it sounds like discordant and irregular movements. Like, they're all doing that. And then, I'll say that those of you that got a 15 or higher definitely push back. And in an area where you can't even like see what's coming around the corner, you've pushed yourself into the cell. There's one where the door is open like that much, and you pop into it, and you get that situation where like a skeleton like sits on your shoulder, Alex. I mean Isaac. You have this like, and Isabella. You push yourself back a little bit, but the cell you choose to back into immediately pushes back against you, and there's just refuse in here.
Oh, good.
And you see that you've wandered and your light's still on, right? Your purple light.
Fuck yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's
so.
still on. There's purple light, and as you look around this purple light, you see, like it's like a nest. It's like a small nest. It's like where a bunch of like bones and ragged pieces are like around, and then up, that you see you see a jar with like a gelatinous. It looks like mutagen from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like one big. It looks like Flubber actually. It looks like Flubber but glowing.
Oh.
But not bouncy and cute. Like.
Yeah.
And inside of it, there is a like a stone that seems to be like inside of the thing that just it can't seem to digest, but it does give off a soft green glow in here. And it's in like a jar, but the jar is like the lid isn't really like a lid. It's like a plate or something that was pushed on it, and then there's like sticky stuff holding it shut. You don't really know what it is. And then as that happens, you see like a big hand, like maybe 2 spans of my own hand, and like with long green fingers like curl around the door. And then a really tiny, skinny, little bony like arm attached to a small little body of this like really tiny troll, maybe 2 feet tall. It's like with its like long little fucking
Baby
like pointed jaws, its long pointed nose, super big ears, but the ears have like little tufts of floof on them. And they have this like greenish skin, and snot is falling out of its nose. It's like, and it looks around and it looks into its nest, and then you see another one, and then another one above that. The one above that has one like long leg that it seems to be hopping around on, and it's holding itself up against the walls. And then there's another one who's just like a big pot belly with just a little head, no neck, little tiny arms, little squat little feet, like just ankles and feet, and just like wrists and hands, but like a pot belly, and then like a little tiny head with like a little curly Q that comes up. He's got chubby little cheeks, and he looks in, and they all look at you, and they're all gonna make, well, collectively they're going to make an intelligence check. And they look at you, and they walk up to you, and you're like just like still.
Yeah.
I
don't have to breathe.
They walk
so
up to you, and they go. Ding, 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 ding. And then the one with the big hand takes its hand across your cheek and goes. You take 1 point of damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, just to stay still.
Okay.
We could totally dismember one of these.
Constitution. 11.
11's enough. As you it just drags across your face a little bit, and essentially the interior monologue is, "We should eat them, darling.
Oh god.
Ah, delicious. Look at these little pops."
If we attack right now,
As this is
cause a lot of
happening,
noise.
Well,
Yeah, we're just debating in
as
our
this is
head while.
the rest of you are sort of abreast of the situation now as you sort of are looking around. You can see these creatures, one of them taller, one of them a little shorter, and then one of them the shortest. At the bottom, the potbelly one's the shortest, the one with the hand's the middle, and the tall one with just the one big leg is here. And they're looking in, and then you see the one with the potbelly go, and he pukes up a whole head, like with like the mucus of his like insides, like there's like a mat of hair, and he pulls the hair out of his hair, like, and you see thrown right next to you in the nest is the head of Vigil Eli.
Oh, well, that's also where he went.
And then they just sort of sit and talk to each other for a second. You guys have a moment if you want to react to anything, or you can just remain calm.
I'm gonna stay still like an inanimate object while I debate in my head with Mistress.
Remain calm.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
initiate an attack and they would be caught off guard. But
Yes.
it would be dragging the others into it, and we'd be making noise, and we'd probably piss off whatever spawned these things. I don't think we're strong enough for that.
She's deferring to you, but you can feel the like, but what if we did? So nobody wants to do anything?
I'm good.
Okay. The little trolls sort of come out. They look like both ways down the hall, and then they hear like a in the distance, and they one of them waddles out, the other one hops, the other one sort of crawls, and they sort of run down the hallway a little bit, and then the one with the hand sort of stops, turns around, and goes. Walks over and starts pushing the door shut.
On me?
And then he runs away to join his pals. You all see Isabella through this like dirty porthole that's in these cells. The door shuts.
Is it locked from the outside?
You don't know. Do you want to start moving around?
Not yet. I want to wait until they're out. I want to wait until they're out of earshot, and then I'll walk forward and then try to test the door.
Okay. You walk forward. And you look down and you start looking for a handle or whatever.
Yeah.
Look down, there's a hole where it would latch, and you can just push the door.
Yeah, pretty dumb. All right, yeah.
Dude.
I just very quietly push it enough to walk out, step to the side.
Okay.
Close
you
it
don't want any
again.
of their stuff?
You don't want to eat the magic goo?
Eat it. You
I
can
do
eat it if you
kind
want.
of really want.
It's superpowers.
There's like a rock in there that's not digesting, and I'm curious.
Rock?
A rock, you're going to.
Do you want the
I'm
jar
gonna walk
of
back
goo?
in and be like, can I reach up with Mistress and have her
You
like
can reach up
scissor
with your
fingers?
own hand. They're babies. You grab the jar.
Oh,
It's like a big jar though. It's like this big. And
I'm
it gives
keeping-
off green light.
I'm
like
keeping the
in
glowing
a
goo.
decent radius.
I'm keeping the glowing goo light. I'm gonna put away
have
the
two
crocodile
lights?
light and put it in my bag, and I'm gonna keep the glowing goo light
Okay, you keep
with the rock in it.
The glow. She pulls out this glowing goo, and on the top of it, again, it's like a piece of wood that's roughly the size of the top of the jar, stuffed down into there, and then there's like goo.
I'm gonna
Maybe it's goo from body
Okay.
parts and sources. You don't know what the goo is. Could be digestive fluids, could be mucus, could be, but it's caked on there, and it's like gross, but it's keeping it sealed.
I unlatch my shoulder cape and toss it, kind of wrap it around the jar so that it's not radiating everywhere. And then, like, if I need the light, I'll just like peek the fabric a little bit to like poke out some
Sure.
light.
So you're carrying it like this.
Yeah.
You're walking around. So one of your arms minimum is like
Yeah.
in charge of this. And you have that. So you boop, 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 put the
Put the crocodile away.
light away until it goes off. And now you're holding the goo jar. The goo jar, as you all look at it, like I said, it looks a little bit like a neon green flubber. It has what you would describe as one sort of like black eye, like on the top of it, sort of like a sensory organ of some kind. And then in the center of it, it does seem to have like a misshapen stone sort of inside that doesn't seem to be able to digest. That's just sort of like floating around inside of it. But it is kept in this glass. And you can see as you jostle it and you tip it upside down just for a second to like move it and orient it, when it touches the top, it starts to immediately eat away at the lid. And you...
So you gotta keep it upright.
yeah, seems to have acidic properties to it.
Why is that rock special?
So, you have a slime lamp,
Slime jar.
or however
Let's
you want to call
go.
it. Here you go. Whatever. Or whatever.
Slime
You want a card?
jar. Nah.
Okay, you do have a slime jar for now. Okay. You can try to move out of this space. They're not far.
Yeah, we need to run the opposite direction of them.
Opposite
Yeah.
direction?
Yeah.
Are we sneaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone make a sneak.
We could also just try to like
18.
sprint, but I don't know the way out.
Yeah, I'd rather not sprint until we know where the
15.
troll is.
A 10.
Okay.
13.
13. All right. A little bit sneakier this time. Start to head out. We're going to continue to move through here. Who's going next?
Ooh, actually, could I use Mistress's sniffer to smell for maybe like recent blood? Like, what's the most recent blood, so we can try to avoid.
Okay,
organ
yeah, sure.
trails or
Give
whatever.
me a, like a perception check. Sure, yeah.
Boy,
for
my
sniffing.
perception's dog shit. But
Well, she has keen sights.
so it'd be
For smell, right?
hers.
For blood,
Advantage.
yeah. You want to use hers? You have advantage on that. You can smell blood like that.
It was a 15 and a 16.
go.
So I don't use my perception
Well,
wisdom.
it is your perception. She just has advantage. You
Okay.
guys share a stat block.
So then it would be a 14.
Okay. With 14, as you move through, I need you to pick 2 people to roll d6s.
Boys.
Okay.
Five.
5.
One again.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god.
Now find out which one was the troll babies. One or two.
You get not really. Not on the way I'm rolling.
Yeah, I
this.
figured as much. I was just hoping.
Okay, so you're all sneaking through the halls. You have your green jelly jar. It essentially gives off green candle light.
I'm gonna collect all kinds
It's not
of
super.
weird
It's not
glowing
super
objects.
bright, but it's nice. And you. Okay, yeah. You're at the head of this then.
Yeah, I'm sniffing.
As you're sniffing around, you're sniffing forward, and you tell her against her will to avoid the good smells
Yeah.
of blood and go away from them.
Yeah.
And so she is moving away from the bloody smells, and you end up in this part of the cell block that doesn't seem to be. You actually get turned around a little bit. You end up in like a cul-de-sac.
Oh boy.
And there doesn't seem to be forward progress here. And while you're sort of like walking around this like loop, and you're like, damn, and you're sort of like looking around, and it doesn't seem there's much to hide from here. At the end of the cul-de-sac, everybody roll perception check. Let's see who notices.
Oh boy.
18.
14.
13.
19.
Isaac. This is great. This is perfect.
Oh no.
As you
Has me scared.
as you follow her, and she's sort of smelling that, and she's sort of looking around, you see at the end of the cul-de-sac there is a cracked open door, and it looks like wedged between the door and the cell is a jar, but much different than the jar she had. This jar is not a slime. This jar is it has like a beautiful like metal bottom. It's almost more of like a canister than a jar. Has a metal bottom, so it protects like the bottom edge if you were to set it on a shelf or something. It goes up a little bit of ways. It's like in this like yellowish, brackish liquid that sort of, and again, it's tipped on the side, and then the top of it has another sort of like ornate, sort of like rounded top, and you see it like gently.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
It's just the
She's walking
sound of
forward.
it's the sound of glass. She's past it.
Oh, okay.
You are like walking by. It's like 3 feet away from you on the to the right of you, in between this like ajar
Is this a
door and the frame of the door, in like of a cell, and you can see that the door has like intact lining, but it's not activated right now.
Oh.
So it's just sitting. It's like keeping the door open.
Oh. I don't know what to do about this.
Well,
But-
you notice it.
You guys are behind me?
Yeah, I'll
In
say
front
they're
of me?
behind you essentially.
Okay.
Like you're kind of in this cul-de-sac, so you ended up sort of like being around each other. There's a cell here, and then you're sort of going around this way, and like this cell, I guess if you were top-down view, you guys walked like this.
Okay.
And as you sort of crest this door's open right here.
Okay,
So
so
the northern cell here. Just for
I'm
the
going to
purposes
quietly point this out.
Yeah, you sort of point it out, and you
then
all
I'll-
see this
like
jar.
a little moving.
It doesn't like move a lot, but it's going like. You can hear the glass scraping just gently against this stuff, and it's not sloshing or anything, but there's a liquid inside there. It doesn't seem to have a lot of power behind it. It's just enough to be like offsetting. And you can see it sort of like rocks a little bit. It's been stuck. This jar seems like it's just way too heavy with the door and the frame. It would take years and years at this rate for it to move out of that space if it was wiggling to get out. So you look down at it. You'd have to get closer to it and like walk up to it to see what's inside there. Or whatever. So you walk over to it. You bring your cane. You sort of take your cane. You sort of like poke at it. And as you look down into it, you see inside the yellowish liquid a brain.
I'm fucking taking that with me.
And on the brain, over like where the frontal lobe would be and a little bit on the top, is like a tin cap bolted into it.
Oh my god, it's rolling the fucking thing that's trying to leave.
Yeah, I'm fucking
A
taking
tin
that.
cap.
Yeah, that's mine now.
How wrinkly is it?
You go over, I mean, very wrinkly brain. You go up to the brain and
Extra
you
wrinkles.
grab the jar. You pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pick it up. And as
All
you pick it
cares
up, the
out
door,
now.
the door.
Can I try to catch that?
You can
so it
try.
doesn't
Yeah. Go ahead and
slam?
make a dexterity.
I don't let it slam.
Do you want to stop it or just make it gentle?
Gentle.
The DC is harder to stop it.
I think just kind
You
of
just
make
want-
it gentle.
But
like
you don't want
try
to keep it from shutting.
I don't have any reason to keep it open, so I'm just gonna.
Okay,
Let it.
so what was your?
Uh,
My 16 anyway.
9.
9. Okay, so you try to touch it and you just accelerate the process, trying to catch it. You crush, but it doesn't make a loud sound. It just goes,
Okay.
and then
Oh.
the gold frame locks. And then as you hold it, you pick it up and you notice two things. You pick it up and you notice two things. The first thing you notice is that the jar, which is about this big, it could fit your brain in it. You pick it up. It's very ornate.
Friends are just carrying
On the
it.
bottoms and the top. The brain, out of the bottom of the frontal lobe, has these long ganglia that come down out of the bottom of the frontal lobe.
Cranial
I'm like down here, and then there's 4 tentacles.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I wonder what
No.
my jar's gonna have.
And
No.
and then you notice the second thing.
Burn it.
Who dares move Shao Kahn? Show yourself.
Don't have eyes.
That would explain a lot.
Is this only in his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. You talking out?
Who is that? You hear start to echo out in your minds, but you can all start to hear this now. Who's there? Who dares?
Oh.
What have you done to Shao Kahn?
What are you?
So
Well, it's a
noisy.
brain. In
Yes,
a
but
jaw.
a brain.
I am Shao Kahn.
Should we know what that means?
Who is that?
He
Who
can't
is-
see you, so he's mad he can't.
He doesn't have eyeballs.
Yeah.
And you feel like a slight psychic quiver in the air, but nothing much. As it goes. Damn this. I say again, who dares?
Do we really want to take this with us?
Yeah.
How long have you been down here?
You see the Don't say anything. You'll never get anything out of me.
Why not?
What have you done with Shao Kahn's eyes?
Nothing.
What have you
doing-
done with Shao Kahn?
We found you like this actually, or the brain in jar?
You're just rolling about on the floor, trying to get out of a doorway.
Yeah. But now you're not. So. You're welcome. Still the brain in a jar, though. No eyes.
You assist Shao Kahn?
Yeah, sure.
You assist Shao Kahn. Help me find my eyes. Yes.
Not sure about that one, but we could.
Shao Kahn will grant you great boons. Yes.
What sort of boons?
The bearer of Shao Kahn. What is your name?
Isaac?
Isaac. Shao Kahn bearer. Henceforth, I shall grant you my strongest powers. If you pledge to help me, your undying service.
What?
Shall you accept and be granted my boons? And then he's not asking you for a Warlock Pact, he is asking you to attune.
Oh!
Forge a psychic link. It will take about 10 minutes.
Yeah, alright, fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
The great boons
D&D,
of
why
Shao
not?
Kahn.
I respect it.
Anything you guys want to do over the course of 10 minutes? You can have a card for Shao Kahn if you'd like. He does. I'll tell you what he does in a second. If you want a card,
Yeah,
you have a card
absolutely.
because you.
Is it
You
10
do
or-
have to. He is a piece of your inventory, but
Okay. How do I
10
spell
or
it?
60 for a short rest.
what?
How long for a short rest?
10.
10. I might. try
Fuck,
to
I
take
shouldn't have
one
done
of
drugs.
How do I spell his name?
That's never a waste.
Shao apostrophe Kahn. K-O-N.
I might just.
So that's a. I'm not gonna metagame.
I mean, I'll say this. You all know the history books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what this is. It's pretty obvious what this is. As you forge a bond with Shao Kahn, you are granted the amazing boons.
This is some Baldur's Gate shit.
You can pick locks with his brain at 30 feet. So you can make a sleight of hand check with his brain.
Hell yeah.
He has spent over the course of 10 minutes. He describes to you the arduous process of being able to, again, with this inhibitor on his skull, this infernal creation, this dastardly creation, to dampen the great powers of Shao Kahn and then further dampen them in this jar. He has been able to, with the strength of his own intellect, defeat the infernal door after decades.
He's the original adventurer.
So that is your
fighting
boon.
a door
That
boss.
is what
I
happens.
love this. This is phenomenal. Now I cannot carry thieves' tools with me.
Do you even have fucking
So all he
sleight
has
of
to do,
hand?
all he has to
No.
do,
I do.
all you have to do is, as part of it, he has to be presented in front of the lock, like at least 30 feet away from it.
Okay.
So he has to be out. He has to be not inside like a satchel.
But I do have +0 because I'm proficient in that, so at least.
Oh my
Well, he
God.
grants you proficiency if you don't have it.
Oh,
so
okay.
you have proficiency in lockpicks. Well, it uses. We'll just call it your intelligence. You can do intelligence lockpicks
Okay.
with it.
So just my intelligence score?
There you
Yeah,
go.
we'll call it that because he's using his brain. We'll just use your intelligence for his. And yeah, so that plus proficiency, 30-foot lockpicks.
Okay.
Sick. That's his only skill.
Dude, Ellie looks so fucking.
Unless he says, I will grant you further boons. If you get rid of this inhibitor, release me from the jar and find me a new body.
Just like anybody. Or like, it had to be yours.
Anybody will do.
Do we hear this part too?
No.
Can I talk to it in my head, or can I?
Yeah,
only
you
talk out
can.
loud?
He has a psychic.
Okay.
If he could
Sweet.
barge into the conversation at any point, he could hear you if he decides to.
Okay.
But he
I
can only
love
speak
this.
in. You get the sense
There's
over
so many
the,
speaking little creatures.
He can speak.
on us.
He can speak in like a 30-foot radius, essentially psychically, and he chooses who can interact with him.
Okay.
So
Now we all.
so
have
he
a
can
friend.
shut you out totally
I
if you
do,
piss him off.
technically.
That's true.
Now we all have a little thing.
A little friend.
There you
got
go.
two.
Everyone's
Yeah,
got
he's got
got-
one already.
Two.
Yeah, but now you've got one that kind of has a body, a physical form
Well-
that's not yours.
Well, all he does is pick locks. So
Yeah, the other one's just like
For
the
now.
Jekyll
For
Hyde,
now.
so.
He only picked.
Shao Kahn does say though, you promised to help me.
Yeah, sure.
Good. You will be rewarded for your work. I have a war to win.
Well,
The last Nazi being totally lost.
Oh, no.
It's not about that.
He has everything he needs, dude. Everything he needs.
What do you think
Except
would
for
wait a
happen
second.
if
We'll-
you tell him the
wait.
truth, though? Would it break him? Would he no longer fight? Would he?
you'll find out
I
eventually.
just can't wait until you have other stuff to attune to, and he just retires to like live in your lab, and talk shit to you.
Can
when
I
you
put
work.
him in my menagerie of weird shit?
I have a menagerie of weird shit, to be fair.
But
Fucking
I'm the only fucking
preserved
normal person in this
troll
group.
hand in the basement.
I have a bird that's alive but not alive.
I want everyone to know on the record, Randy just said he's the only normal person in this group, okay?
Sus. You see fucking
You are
demons.
literally
Yeah, but
too
they're not
scared to
real.
sleep on your bed because you're scared of the monster
No, I
under
just
your
sleep
bed.
in my bed. I just have to have a lot of light on.
He's been around this whole time. Whenever there's darkness and stuff, he'll skitter along. I mean, you're just used to it at this point. I have to explain it every single time, but
He's
he's
your
always,
buddy.
he's
Just
constantly
become
present.
friends with the
I'm
monster.
working on it. He's like a cat. You gotta kind of earn it.
I mean, mine's like a cat, literally, but
Yeah, but yours is like a hunting cat. This one's just a dick cat.
Dick cat.
Dick cat.
I just gotta
Mr.
play the long
Buttons just
game.
wants
win him
love
over.
and to clean your keyboard.
Say Shao Kahn or Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn.
Shao. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Speaking of Mr. Buttons, Ellie is taking a little curled up nap down there.
Oh,
In her little bed, and she's so cute.
She heard me say "what a baby" and she looked at me.
Oh, she knew who she was.
Baby.
Okay, so Ink pees in the corner, and then you hear the sand get kicked up, and
Smells like a bird.
Part
it is-
adventuring, you don't hear
it is time. It really is. Peeing in dungeons would definitely happen. So, you are currently in a dungeon.
They're gonna find us from the ammonia smell.
Yeah, are we desensitized to the ammonia smell yet?
I mean, how do you? You guys don't usually linger after she pisses in one of these dungeons. So.
I like
a
that she
pungent
marks
smell.
her territory in every dungeon.
I
we've
love
been
the
to
idea
so
of
far.
finding your way out of the dungeon based on the piss. It's like a Greek fucking tale, but cat piss.
Someone's gonna find us by just tracking everywhere she's been.
I'm very well hydrated, so it's not very strong. It's fine.
Yeah, but cats are notoriously dehydrated all the time, so...
Okay.
Ink is keeping her kidneys healthy. She's healthier than me.
So we're gonna continue on. It is also of note that I guess I just should have said this before. A fight with a troll at your level sounds hard. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, so you'd have known that with your rolls earlier. Sounds
probably
hard.
deadly, maybe.
Yeah.
We should. We should.
Trolls are deadly creatures. Yeah.
We
but
should,
got
not
Sha-
do
we got
that.
Shao Kahn, though. We're fine.
We do have Shao Kahn.
We should.
Worst case,
Go.
we'll run
Are you
away.
just gonna throw
We'll
it?
run.
This troll you speak of has a lock. I will unlock it for you.
You don't happen to know the way out, do you?
Of what?
This dungeon.
Prison?
We're in a dungeon. I knew it.
He couldn't
It's
even
a-
see us.
He doesn't have eyes. He has
Yeah.
no sensory organs. So you can't
When
see
was
anything.
the last time you had eyes?
Wow.
You can't just
just
ask
ask
someone.
What was the last thing you remember seeing?
The last thing I remember seeing
We need to get her sensitivity class.
Right?
were the blades of those who carved out my eyes.
And who was that?
The blades.
who carved out your
The
art?
blades.
Who was holding the blades?
The blades.
They were called the Blades?
The blades?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Who
get
are
it.
the blades?
Not sure. Some defenders of this place, this Cador.
Oh, you think you're on Cador?
We will.
You don't
You
know.
will. You-
Oh
no,
no,
no, no.
you don't know.
No.
He's on.
Not yet.
He's
Not
on
yet.
Cador.
Can I tell him,
No, no, no.
please?
Seems to
Later,
be a lot
later.
that I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
What's he gonna do?
When
Take
you
a
remove
lock?
my inhibitor, I will
I just don't want him
grant
screaming
you
at
a
us.
second boon.
Um,
An even more powerful boon.
how long has it been?
Long, many, much time.
You have no idea.
You
do
don't
you?
remember.
It doesn't seem to have any idea.
Well,
He
we'll
doesn't
get-
have a frame of reference for time
Oh my
passage
God.
without any organs
we'll
or
get
any.
you back up to speed.
Also, it's not
once
from-
we, get out of here. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes, I will help you.
Let's get out of here.
Point me at the nearest lock.
When I come upon one, don't worry. You'll be used. Put your training to good work.
Am I being replaced by a brain in the
No.
gym?
I honed my skills.
No, now we can pick two different locks at the same time. It's
I
efficient.
don't know why we would need to do that for sure.
You never know.
It's long range.
I guess I've never thought about.
If we're running
I had no
away,
idea who would have tuned to this thing, or if you would.
If we're running away from something, go boop, door unlocked. Then we can just run through the door instead of waiting for you. See, it's perfect.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna wear like a
However,
brand backpack? How
For
are
the
you gonna
record,
Maybe.
Ink can do one as a bonus action,
Yeah.
so it's different.
Yeah.
And you're sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to be within 30 feet, and if it's somewhere inside some place, you can't get 30 feet. So I mean, like, but yes, you are obsolete in every other situation. Actually, I don't know. Yours might be much higher still.
Unless
It's
it's
probably
dark, then we're fucked. Then it's all you. But
Although I'll say you can add a die to this. You're attuned.
okay.
It's a skill check still.
And it's intelligence. Oh boy.
Yeah, he just helps you on. He
Yeah.
just lets you do that with intelligence proficiency. So, yeah, treat it as a skill check. Okay, so
We should find our way out of here.
Yes.
Agreed.
yes. All that aside, I assume we're still moving stealthily.
Yes.
Do a communal stealth check. Rummy, by the way, has spent this time nursing a headache and just sort of sitting there and licking his lips,
Staring.
trying not to look at his hands. So, disadvantage.
I'm gonna tuck that arm under the poncho. Out of sight, out of mind.
Sure. Okay. Communal stealth checks.
19.
16.
1.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 minus 2.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna use
20, so 28.
Ooh, thank
No,
God.
I'm low on
20?
those. I'm low on those. It's
Okay, well, your nat one is
It's not a nat one.
It's
so.
not a nat one.
It's a
just
3 minus 2.
It's
Even better.
canceled.
Well, Rummy did an okay job too. So, although seems like bending over, and there seems to be something with the attunement that has fucked up your equilibrium a little bit,
Makes sense.
and so you're a little nauseous for the initial, but you're able to help out. You just have to move a little slower with Isaac for a second, and you continue to move. Who is doing this skill check as we move forward? What's the next
I'll do
one? What is it?
Can I help with?
Can't do more stealth.
Can't do more stealth. Okay. Can I do? Did someone do perception already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, one perception, one investigation. We could go with
I have a crazy idea for when it's my turn.
love
so-
crazy ideas. You can also, yeah, if it's
Well,
just
it's
like
not
an
like
item or if
crazy,
it's
it might
something
be
that you would do
something
that
I
doesn't necessarily
actually
have a skill in mind,
would have done.
we can. Yeah. If you can't think of anything.
Any,
Yeah, I have a-
investigation was already done. Did someone else have something?
I'm ready, yeah.
Yeah, go.
So I was going to use history because it's possible that, like, architecture and, like, how normal prisons are set up, maybe because of the medical stuff, we would have helped some prisoners at some point. And maybe I would have gotten an idea of how most prisons are kind of... Because a lot of prisons are, like, kind of the same. there's always like guard rooms and stuff like that. So maybe I would know kind of like a relative.
Okay, I would say this is less of a medicine check
Well, I said
or
history.
history, but more of a.
Insight?
If you were building this place,
Yeah.
how would you logically set it up?
Right.
Why don't we go with an intelligence check?
Okay.
It's a D6, yeah.
You're gonna use the D6er?
Yeah. Okay. 10?
10. Okay. And choose 2 people to roll D6s.
Oh wait, I didn't have my intelligence.
You had your intelligence.
14.
Okay. Even better.
Hannah Sarah.
Hannah and Sarah.
The girls.
Oh, okay. We did it.
We did the boys, now we're doing the girls.
Oh, D6, sorry.
D6.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
D6.
Yep.
5.
5.
2 5s.
Oh no.
Treasure
Okay.
round. We all get 1,000 gold.
We found a horde dragon.
2 5ers. Okay.
Yeah, it's like slots, right?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
stack them. Get 3 in a row.
That's great. Okay.
Oh no.
So.
I'm so worried.
You're traveling again through this. The little green glow is coming out from here, and as you begin to walk, getting Isaac a little bit more steady. Luckily, this place is not as, like I said, it's like a cul-de-sac. So you had to kind of like go out and come back in. And by the time you sort of got your head back to you, seems to be okay. Ink is leading the way to some extent, and then you. Start to be able to take in some of the space and be like, okay, I really think that this makes the most logical sense. Like, it can't just be random. Someone thought about this. And you can start to see there's not like a pattern here, but it's meant to be confusing if stuff gets out.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that, there seems to be, the design seems to be from the, we'll call them guards, perspective. So that you see like defensible positions, and so you start to be like, okay, if I was going to fall back, where would I start to head to? And you do so, and you start to traverse this. It's not always 100% accurate. Sometimes they trick you with a 14. And you're like, oh damn, that is smart, and then you get another set of context, and you are able to, with a 14, help the crew advance. So we're not stuck, and we're not making even extra rolls. So this is good. What also happens with your 2 5ers here is, I'll say because you have a natural 20, you're probably ahead in scouting a little bit, because this is just what you usually do in that situation, is he'll tell you, okay, go up here, like check that out, and let me know what you see when you come back. You go up, and you start to see a similar glow as the one that she's holding, that greenish sort of glow.
Stars.
And as you move forward, you do not see jars.
Oh no.
You see a place where the ground has collapsed, and there's just this big, like 5 by
Mama
5, sort of like sinkhole where it seems that this slime thing had been sitting, and you can see like the corrosion on the ground, and it just sat too long here and started to eat its way into the ground before it hit like organic matter that it can't eat, like the rocks and sand around here. So it's just setting there. And on your approach, you hear like and then by the time you get to it, you see this not one of the same tiny trolls, but a totally different one that has just the top of the head is really big and everything grows out of it.
God.
It's going and trying to climb out of this thing, and it has like a jar with it that is sinking into it. And
Can I use my whip and like try and like?
you want to try to help him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting that they have like a
Okay.
farming
You throw your whip in and try to help this tiny troll thing. Okay.
Why are we helping it?
Because it's a tiny creature in danger.
So it's a troll.
So it deserves to fucking die?
So
You eat human beings.
you flop your you flop your whip onto the jelly thing so I can grab it.
Yeah. It's,
Okay. All right.
It's a magical whip. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It's your
in
magical one?
Yeah.
Okay. It will make a difference. So, it's going to roll an intelligence check. Okay. And it grabs onto the thing, and it starts to...
I'm going to try and...
Okay, it's going to take some damage. Okay. It starts like... And you're pulling it, and it doesn't take a strength check. It's just it's a small creature, so you start to pull, and as it pulls forward, you see like the jar it has scooped some of the slime into it, and it's pulling after you. And then it looks at you, and it goes, and it's gonna come try to eat you.
Yeah.
It's gonna try to hit you. 18 hits.
Oh, yeah.
You take 5 piercing damage, and it takes a bite out of your like fucking leg. And it rips it out, and it eats your meat in front of your face, and you see the places where it started to get burned just start to fucking heal with your nutrients. So that's its action. Everyone's in semi-initiative right here. You can just all react with
I would
one
like
round.
to try to chomp this thing or something.
Are you close? Do you think you're close to ink right here?
Yes.
Okay. So you move up, and what do you want to do? It's not a big
remember.
thing. It's a small thing. Also, not for nothing, about 5 feet away is a slime.
It doesn't have 0 hit points. Oh, so I can't just like try to chomp him. But I guess I'll try to claw it off of ink.
Okay, try to claw it. Go ahead and make an attack roll. By the way, as you approach, its claws,
7.
its claws are starting to move around as you get close. Do you want to stay in its range or move out of it?
Move out.
You move out of its range. You immediately take 2 slashing damage, and that is difficult terrain. You only get 5 feet away as you're like grabbed and pulled as it. You do miss though.
Yep.
As that happens. So that's Ink's action, your action. The 2 of you are here. What do you want to do?
Alchemist fire isn't real fire, is it?
Alchemist fire is real fire. Alchemist fire is a chemical reaction that when the jar breaks, it turns into fire.
I do have an alchemy kit.
How
It's just one little boy, though.
far away is it from the ooze now?
Not far away. It's about 5 feet from the ooze. The ooze is roiling in the ground in this like sinkhole in the hallway.
Spartan kick that bitch.
But I want to eat
Do you want
it.
to kick him into it?
I want to eat it.
I'm just gonna try and fucking do a telekinetic shove.
Okay.
Knock it off of me.
Knock it off. Okay,
If
go
it
ahead.
goes in the ooze, then that's God's will. It has to succeed on a strength save.
Strength save.
God, not real.
Oh yeah.
God dead.
Definitely succeeded.
Okay, then. nothing happens.
As you push it, and it just grabs onto Ink and uses her as.
It's like not even paying attention to me, right?
It doesn't give a fuck about you. It's
So
trying
can
to
I, like,
eat and get away.
Get
or
around behind it, take
Yeah,
out
you
my
can-
scalpel and just go
right in its
like
head.
to a fucking zombie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make. At this point, I'll say with advantage. However, to get behind it on this way, you gotta be near the slime.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Boy. 13.
13 total?
Yeah.
Misses! As you try to go down like this, you do stab sort of into it, but it doesn't seem to notice as you pull up.
I'm gonna move away from the slime.
Okay, and as you do, a big pseudopod starts to come out because it starts to try to like get out of there, and it just sort of like tries to, it might touch you. Let's see. It misses as it puts one pseudopod foot. As you could hear this sort of like. You're gonna get an action, and then we're going into initiative if this maintains. So.
You're not set up for this.
Why are we pulling this up?
I was trying to be nice.
Why? It's
It's a baby!
It eats! That's all they do!
It is cute. It is a baby.
Oh my god.
It's a cute
I
baby.
You
What?
played Alenia. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Alenia wouldn't have saved the troll.
Well,
disagree. That's
that's
kinda fucked
my
up.
character's
Alenia
better
would
than
not have
Alenia
saved
then.
the
Yeah, I don't think she would have.
She would have known
would've
that thing's evil.
Immediately put that thing down.
She's a fucking paladin, dude.
Maybe later Alenia would. I don't think level 4 Alenia maybe would not. I think a level 4 Alenia was not jaded yet. So
If she was dumb enough to not know what a troll was, maybe.
When did she start
But we
breaking
know what a
kneecaps?
troll is.
so
The kneecaps are the same time the.
Now we gotta deal with the slime.
Yeah.
That I don't
Yeah, the
know what
kneecaps
it
are
is.
like
well,
level
the slime was
4,
what you guys
so-
rolled anyway.
Yeah, well,
This one, what was it called? The Revenant.
The
The Revenant.
Necromancer.
That caused the Revenant.
Oh yeah, you did have a revenancy. You're up.
yeah, I got.
Wait, you tried to telekinetic shove. Never
I
mind.
did.
That's it.
I
So
got
everyone roll
one more juicy boy left that I'm not using. So
one more juice.
Unless I get an action and a boniac.
Okay.
Yikers.
This stupid little troll.
We're using resources on this.
Yeah, I love him.
I'm not.
25 to 20.
Points or
Anybody?
resources.
Okay.
far I
20
haven't
to
looked at it.
15.
18.
18.
I'm in the single
okay.
digits, baby.
15 to 10.
12.
12.
Twins, let's go.
What do you guys have?
6.
2.
Fuck.
Rummy goes before.
Do my best over here, man. I got -2 initiative.
Isaac. Okay. First up is the little guy. He's gonna bite you. He rolls a natural 1. He's gonna confirm. He's fine. He tries to bite at you and totally misses, and then it's just going to sort of look around. He's gonna look at you. And he's gonna hold up the jar. And he's gonna use his bonus action to drop it and dash away. And as it does, it's gonna fall on the ground. We'll see if it breaks. It does! It breaks a little bit right in front of you, and he's gonna try to dash away. Do you guys want to take a reaction?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone who wants to use your reaction can't do
I'm
so
gonna
right now.
Keep mine.
Use your reaction.
I'm gonna whip it.
You're both doing it. And put you
Natural 20!
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead. Natural 20 it.
I'm gonna swipe it and eat all in one.
That is a D4.
Uh-oh. What was your attack?
14.
That misses.
10
The
slashing.
you go for it, and it just sort of fucking like it's just a little guy, and he's dodging around. How much?
10.
10 damage. You slash it, and I mean you slash this thing's fucking like back, and like you definitely sever the vertebrae. And it sort of like stumbles a bit, and without its connection, it sort of like.
I wanna try to fucking eat that as soon as I can.
Is that an action?
I believe so. It has to be at 0 hit
Well, you
points
gotta
and I
wait till
use
your
an
turn,
action,
then.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna run to keep up with it whenever I can.
You missed.
Oh wait, it's
you guys are
its
saving
turn. That
your...
was a reaction. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Soren.
So the ooze is the only threat left.
Nope.
Nope.
Troll's still up.
We're still alive, yeah.
Oh shit.
There is a oozy boy though, a big one.
Yeah, I don't really want to engage with that.
He's not a large creature. It'd be like a medium-sized slime. It's only a 5x5, but it's in the hallway.
Oh.
And it's like slopping out of it. And the ooze that dropped in the jar, you can see it's like combining with the ooze again. Your turn though.
Okay, fuck it. I guess I'm going to just let Izzy have her fun. And I will use Mind Sliver on the ooze.
Okay, Mind Sliver. Intelligence save?
Yeah.
Fail.
6 psychic damage.
Is this just
And
empty
subtract
sounds?
1d4 from its next saving throw.
Okay. 1d4 from its next saving throw. Gotcha. Okay. How much brain damage?
6 psychic.
6. Okay.
Brain damage.
And how far away am I from the ooze right now? Is it like right
you were
up
right
by us?
there. Yeah, you were right there because you were next to Ink. Right? Or no, you were behind Ink. No, you're not right there then. You're down
Okay.
the hall a little bit. In fact, it's probably running toward you to get away. So it's heading in your direction.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I can to like get out of its way, like
Sure, you just
down a
push up.
side hallway or something, whatever I gotta do.
Yeah. You just push yourself. So
And that way, if it makes a break for it this round, I'm just not in the way.
sure. Okay, so that's Soren's turn. Next up is the slime thing. It moves up and then it just moves into your 2 spaces. And I need.
I thought I moved
mean,
away.
You thought you moved away.
Yeah.
You would
You
have been
only
able to
got-
have the reaction to the troll that moved away.
Yeah, you only
from
got
her
5
if you
feet
moved
away.
that far
Fuck,
away.
true.
Forget me, you can't. Ooh, you each take 6 acid damage because it's in your turn on the first time.
Ow.
And on your turn, you need to make a strength save to move. You are currently just restrained.
Cool.
As you moves into your space. So there you go. And that's all it does. Because it used its thing. It has to recharge that though. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Here too. So that's its turn. Ink. Ruby's on deck. You are currently in a slime. Now you're not like covered. Your faces aren't covered. You're not like suffocating. It's not tall enough for that. So it comes up to about your waist.
Oh. So we gotta
Um,
like
So you're like fucking. You're like in it.
power
so
jog out
if
of
you
it.
wanna, at the beginning of your turn, you can make a strength saving throw to try to get out of this with your action, or you do something else. Right now, it's just on your fucking legs. So
I'm gonna try and get out of it.
you're gonna try to get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength saving throw. Didn't work. A 1. Okay, yeah, you're still in there. You try, and you spend a lot of effort to do it, but you can't. You have a bonus action and a reaction. I don't know if you have anything for either of those.
I don't think so.
Okay. So that's Ink's turn. Suddenly now getting acid slimed. Okay. It is Rummy's turn, who is looking at the troll like it's mealtime.
Oh, fuck you. That's mine!
He is going to lunge around you at half speed, so it's a slow lunge as he sort of like, and he tries to like reach out and suck on the troll. Okay, he's gonna get an attack with disadvantage, and he got a natural 20 and a 5, so he fails. Not able to go like this and catch it. That is his turn. Isabella, it's your turn.
I
You
have to
have the
get out of
slime
this.
on you. Okay, that takes an action.
It's the only thing we can do. Ooh! That was 18 on the dice. I think I have a negative then.
That gets out.
17.
Yeah, it gets out.
Okay.
As you
And then,
you manage to get out.
full speed ahead at the troll.
Okay. Getting out this way isn't going to cause. It does actually cause a. You leaving its range? It'll pseudopod attack you. It can miss.
Didn't it already use its reaction? Oh, wait, no, the troll used its reaction.
It's got one
Yeah.
reaction. Yeah. It does hit you. It does hit you. Wait. No, that wasn't a saving throw. Never mind. It's not Bane. Okay. Missed that. Missed the hole. You take 5 acid damage, but you're not restrained or anything. It just sort of slurps down your back, and
What does it roll? What did it roll to hit?
I rolled a natural 15.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it's a D20. It's one of the options. So you take some damage, and you are able to move toward the troll.
Yeah, I'm using all my movement that I have to get.
You don't have to. It's about 15 feet away from you.
Yeah, I'm getting to the troll.
Okay.
I can't do anything else yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is Isaac then. After that, top of the round. You have a slime very near you as Isabella runs sort of away because you have moved back, but can only fit in their spots. So it's right next to you. So if you
How wide is the hallway?
the hallway is like 8 feet wide essentially.
8 feet wide?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you have a little bit of room to move around, but it just used its reaction, however. So
Yeah, I'm gonna dip out and go by Isabella.
go by Isabella. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
'cause,
move.
well,
You move over there.
I don't think my wooden cane's gonna do a hell of a lot against a big ass slime. So.
Let's see. And so.
I'm gonna interpose between Rummy and the troll.
Okay, so you get up there.
Blood.
The troll is like literally like doing all sorts of
But also like.
stuff.
trying to
It looks
murder
like
it
shit.
more.
It got hurt really bad, but it's a troll,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so as long as it can regenerate, it can't die.
Fresh meat forever.
So
I just
So
keep it
good.
you have an
raw.
action and bonus action.
My alchemist supplies wouldn't have acid enough to stop regeneration, would
You
it?
would have had to craft some acid stuff. I mean, the slime has acid enough.
Yeah. No.
Isabella's jar has the same slime in it.
Yeah.
You also have alchemist fire,
Yeah,
which is a
but-
little overkill.
Right, I want to save that for Big Boy if it comes up, so.
Yeah. So it just depends. Dungeon resources.
Yeah, well,
Can
like.
you deal with the slime in any way?
No.
We're just running
Probably
away
not.
from the slime.
Slimes aren't very fast.
They're not very.
You could also try to harvest the slime because you have troll problem. So, up to you.
No.
We just let
Actually,
it chase us slowly.
I'm gonna move farther.
Okay, you have 25 feet unless you want to use your dash.
No, I want to move to like the beginning of the hallway where we came from.
Yeah, you'd be able to get barely on the other side of the troll, like kind of where you were interposing. That'd be where you'd be able to get without a dash.
Perfect.
Okay.
Put me there.
You don't want any actions?
No.
Okay. You want to hold your action?
Yeah, if the troll starts to get away.
You want to blap it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're holding a blap. It's the official terminology. That is Isaac's turn at the bottom of the round. The top of the round, it is the troll's turn. And it has been
Goddamn
hurt
slime.
quite bad. It needs to eat. And it looks at Rummy, and it looks at Isaac, and it looks at Isabella, who it can't get any meat from. And it's going to make an intelligent. Actually, it's just gonna 1, 2, Rummy, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Isabella's basically a giant M&M.
It does try to
Got a
bite
hard
you.
shell on the outside and melty chocolate on the inside.
Isabella, it tries to bite you ravenously, and
Break his teeth.
desperately it tries to get you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
A 13 doesn't hit you?
No, because I have.
You see it trying to gnaw on you as it kind of like into its stuff, and like the blood is falling out of its back, like where you slashed it, and it ends its turn with 0 hit points.
Chop, 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 chop.
And it just sort of like stops.
I'm eating this thing, man.
It just expires on your foot. You killed the little troll.
Snack.
We'll see what happens because that's its turn. Soren's turn is next.
Is Ink within 5 feet of being out of the ooze?
No.
No.
Wait, within 5 feet of being out of the
Yeah.
ooze? I mean, she's in the ooze, so
Is it just occupying like her space?
Yeah, it's like up around
Okay.
to the bottom of her legs.
I'm just gonna try and do like a telekinetic pull to get her out of that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and try.
So it would be a strength save, or she can willingly fail it to be moved 5 feet towards me.
I will willingly fail.
Okay. And you just get pulled?
Yeah, just move.
Well, something else is trying to keep her. So, yeah, it'd be go ahead and roll essentially an opposed grapple check against your spell cast. Just roll a spell attack, I guess.
Okay. Use my DMS spell. 21.
21. You get pulled right out of there right before the slime's turn, doing more automatic damage. So that's good. As you, ink gets yanked out of the slime with a, and you are 5 feet closer.
Yep. Okay. She's out of there. I guess I'm just gonna use my action to try and mind sliver it again.
Okay, yeah.
And get ready for
Int.
hopefully a retreat.
Natural 20 int.
It doesn't have -6 to it, so it doesn't.
It has whatever slimes have,
Okay, I have 8 successes.
which is not. I think it's not -6. Yeah. It'd have to be what? Fucking
Be a -2.
Yep.
So.
Okay. I'll just, I guess, back up a little bit and be ready to...
Okay, yeah. Next up is the slime. Let's see if it recharges its... It doesn't. So it's going to move forward and reach out its pseudopods at...
Gloopy's beating our ass.
Ink?
Gloopy.
14 hit?
I think it does without my... Yes, it's a glancing blow.
A glancing blow, okay. You take 4 acid damage, half to 2 by the things that tries to reach out and get you. And that's its turn. Ink is up.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and whip the slime.
Okay, so you whip the slime. Let's go.
I guess if it's whip or bullet...
I don't have my gun.
Oh, you
It's
don't
in the
even
room.
have... Oh, well, shit.
All I have are some daggers and the
Good
whip.
thing you don't have
I feel
the
like
gun.
bullets would do less anyway.
Also, loud
Another
as
natural
fuck.
1.
That's a nat 1.
Let's confirm! Soren's right there!
Oh my god, dude.
I am so sorry.
Putting Soren into the fucking slime.
I'm leaving you in the slime next time.
I don't blame you. I get it. Come on.
Not a
Come
friendly
on.
fire and
Come
it
on.
takes on a
Oh, it's
regular
on the
basis.
ground.
no!
Hold on.
Don't eat it.
I'll do it.
Don't eat it.
2.
It's confirmed. Roll whip damage. It's not a sneak attack, but roll whip damage.
This is amazing.
Suck. Oh my god. Every fucking time. Every fucking time.
Eight slashing damage.
We're such good adventurers, you guys.
So you take one literally bottom of your fucking chin as she reaches back and goes, and it just like sort of like flops up and doesn't do anything. And you hear ah as you are whipped up under your chin, like your nose gets cut,
Sorry.
your lip gets cut. You have been friendly fired the 3rd time, I believe.
I don't want to talk about it.
Every campaign.
There's no way this isn't like intentional at some point, right?
So you've taken abuse yet again.
See, you gotta take my stance and just stay 20 feet away from all allies.
I was trying.
It is now Rummy's turn, who is looking at that little troll
Fuck you. Mine.
and wants it really bad.
I'm hovering over this corpse like it's my kill, and no one's
Roll
coming
an
near it.
intimidation check.
It's like Ellie and her
Versus the do I give a fuck?
Motherfucking natural one.
Doesn't give a fuck. Let's try. It's good with advantage. Try to get the troll. Natural 19. Start sucking the troll.
6.
Start sucking the troll blood.
I mean, you can have the blood. You can eat the meat, right?
that takes all the flavor out.
So
that
that is
iron
beginning,
flavor.
but it is your turn.
We got iron.
Well, it's an action. I can just eat a thing with 0
Yes.
hit points. So I'm gonna do that. Just
Okay.
pry it out of his fucking hands and just slurp.
Okay. Literally the same thing. Roll me essentially a claw attack against his suck.
Natural 20.
Fuck, natural 18, you still win. So it is like a situation where it's like, and like
Two
you guys
feral animals.
look at each other, and there's this like, and you just like take it from him, and Mistress sort of fucking just like rips it out of there, and he has like little pieces of hair and like a, and she
I imagine I'd
Consumes
take the
it.
claw and just rip it out of his hands and then just like drop it into
Yeah.
my maw.
yeah consumed immediately. So you get
Delicious.
you eat
I
a
have
small
hit
creature.
points.
Okay.
Some. Not
That's your action. There is still a slime back here. That does have uses. How would you guys like to go about? You have a bonus action and movement and reaction, and then it's Isaac's turn.
run the fuck away from the slime.
Are we just running from the slime?
Yep.
Everybody agree?
Yeah, if we break for it, I'm going.
Yeah, run.
Okay. There's no need to do any checks for that. You guys can take the disengage action, and you're much faster than it. As you continue to move away, we are out of initiative.
I lost more hit points than I got back for that adventure, but
Adventure. That part of this grand adventure.
You know, at least when the vampire takes my hit points, it helps him.
True.
I'm doing my best, okay?
As he goes through,
Whips are hard. If you try to use a whip, they're not a good weapon at all.
No,
And
I'm
then-
terrible at this right
why
now.
did you pick one then?
and then
They're cool.
Rummy moves with you for a second, and then goes, "I'm sorry. I can't. You should just leave me. You should just leave me.
Why?
I can't control it." And he's like holding himself up against the wall, and he's like wiping his face.
Do we need to dispose of you?
Just leave me. He's sort of like he's annoyed that he can't control the urge.
I don't care either way.
That's.
I could end it for you.
Not two.
We don't
He
know
looks
this
at you
is-
and he like glares. Like roll an insight check.
Not 20, but -2, so 18. This dice.
There's almost a look you don't even know if he knows where it comes from of like but I'm a vampire. There's almost like a superiority that he feels. Like he's upset at himself that he's not being helpful, but he's also, how dare you suggest like, and he sort of slinks a little bit away.
You're very smug for someone in your condition.
My condition.
I think maybe,
We just leave him.
or we can. Do you, if you want to, we don't know if his condition is permanent. We could.
Probably
Information. I'm one of the only people that knows anything about this.
So far, you
place.
haven't helped us at all, except just cower behind us and drink his blood. You don't know your way.
Neither do you.
Better
So
make a decision quick.
Are you going to give us the information or
What information do you wish?
how to get out?
See, his demeanor's changing as he drinks more blood. He sort of shakes his head a little bit. I mean, why would he be doing experiments like this?
Our people are starving.
I'm starving. Follow me. And he starts to walk around like a predator. He's going to make a survival roll for this one.
Oh.
Any two of you can make a d6 roll.
I've rolled 2 already. Someone else do it. Sarah's rolled a couple times too.
I've
Sarah
only
can
rolled
roll.
once, so
Those two.
You too.
Yeah.
5.
Another 5.
6.
And a 6. Okay.
Is the 5 a fucking troll, dude?
It's a 6x5 ooze.
No, 5 wasn't troll. Oozes.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what this survival does. There's a... And sort of moving along, smelling, and you start to feel the ambient temperature rise. Not a lot, but a noticeable amount. You feel a little bit more heat, and the sense of smell that you get is getting closer to, it's more vibrant smells. It's not when it's cold, it sort of dulls your sense, but when it's hot and almost sweaty in here, you hear not too far from you as you all move, and everyone give me that communal stealth check.
27.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. That's better than I thought.
12.
5.
23.
Okay. In spite of the two of you having some difficulties,
Thought I
there's-
rolled a 1 at first, but then it
seems
was
to be
so.
seems to be a communal success. You hear the sound of
I've been eating. The big. Yeah, we found the big one.
and with a 20,000, you can sneak up front a little bit, and you can see that there is light up ahead. You see a piece of wood. Maybe it used to be a beam or something. You don't really know where it came from. And it like tapers a little bit. It's like leaning up against a wall, and there's these mushrooms growing on it. And it's giving this like greenish sort of blue light. And you can see in the light above on the ceiling, you see a hand hanging down, and then you see it. And you see the whole arm get pulled off, and then you see the torso headlessly of Vigil Eli swinging from some sort of hook in the ceiling or something. And then behind this, a ways, you see another source of light, and maybe the source of heat. As you can see, it like warbles a little bit from like a hot car in the summer sun. You see these like fiery, hot, golden wires lining the far hall. And what you notice is that what you're looking at is the edge of probably where the troll stays, because it's warm, it's got a little light. But none of the troll's things even go close to that.
So we just make a run for it?
So you can move back.
Considering that the troll is not going near it, it would imply that if we try and cross that threshold, it would probably be very bad for us.
Maybe, or maybe only bad for the troll?
Does it look like the same ones we've already crossed, or is it just a little bit different?
They're the same thread. It's just active. You don't know.
Yeah. I'm afraid that
It's a little warmer, but you'd have to be able to look at it better. Maybe a perception check, or get close to it, and investigate it to understand its nature better.
Oh, we could try to fight a troll.
Can I try? What if I try and sneak closer to get a better look and try and figure out maybe if there's a way to disarm it or something, and we can try
You'd
and
have to sneak
through.
past the troll cave, essentially. We'll call
we
it.
Soren be
disarm
able
it.
to do this little shadow thing?
I used it already today.
Plus, if we disarm it, the troll could follow us if we cross it, so...
But what if it's something that? What if it's a wall? What if it's an invisible wall of some kind, and we try and run up to it and we smack into it?
It looks like a hallway.
Sure, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
it's
see.
a magical thing.
Like
I don't
Looney
know. A
Tunes.
wall of force or some shit. I don't know.
Skinamarink.
Oh, God.
We gotta skinamarink the troll.
So,
You could try to like throw something through, like small,
That's what I
and
was
see if it
I
does
feel like
anything.
that will attract the troll.
Like a pebble?
It is a noise.
How far away is it?
what? The troll?
The like thread and
So I'll say it's about 30 feet across, and it seems to be like you haven't looked in, but it seems to be like another cul-de-sac in a series of cell blocks that it seems to be using as like a troll cave. And it's gathered some stuff here. You can see evidence of like movement around here, and then after that space, there's another about 30-foot long hallway. It takes about 60 feet from the very edge.
okay.
Give me 2 rounds to run there.
And then, 60 feet till the square. And then the hallway continues on a bit. So,
I mean, if we get closer, I could levitate something through there, so we don't have to throw it.
Smart.
But
Yeah.
we have to sneak past the troll.
I mean, what's the alternative?
So we try to sneak, and then if sneaking fails, what then? Do we fight or do we run?
I think we'd be better off trying to run if we.
I think we just
if
run.
not.
Just run.
And if we can't run, then we fight.
we run
Yes.
towards.
It's the only option. So we go back that way
All right.
to the other baby trolls and the slime.
Okay. So sneak first. Are you checking it out without us, or are we all going at once? Do we all go one at a time, like kind of like a military thing? Go, 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 go.
I think it's a one at a time. Sneak across.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll say for the all intents and purposes, you can get essentially up to where you're gonna start doing 30-foot chunks before you gotta go. So you gotta run past the cave and then down the hallway. There is not much to hide behind in that 30 feet. It seems like just like cell blocks or something, and then there's this hallway, and you're here trying to get here. So you just have to stick to like the back wall and stay quiet. It's not like cover.
Yeah.
And then up against the wall, a little bit in, there's that large piece of wood with mushrooms growing on it. So, what do you want to do?
Sneaky.
Who's doing it? And how are we doing it?
If Ink wants to go first, I'm okay with that. Otherwise, I'll go.
I can go first.
Okay, so Ink is going first. You get up to the front. Is there anything anyone wants to prepare or do before you maybe have to fight this fucking troll?
Just gonna have my syringe out, just ready to
Okay,
go.
you got it right.
Just. No, I already have mage armor up. My only thing is a bonus.
Are there
action,
any
so-
like pebbles or organic debris?
There's all sorts of debris around here.
I'm just gonna pick like a baseball-sized hunk or whatever and just
Yeah,
float
you
it
grab
up to my
you
hand.
grab the what seems to be like a socket of someone's at the hip and femur area.
Okay, that works.
Just the bottoms and off of it, so it's got like this little socket.
I'm gonna
Couple of-
I'll just float that kind of in front of me.
Okay.
For now.
I'm gonna stay behind everyone else and go last.
Okay.
Because after that potion and eating that guy, I'm actually pretty healthy. So.
Rummy's not looking good insofar as his ability to do ability checks without disadvantage, but he's good at stealth
Yeah,
in
that's
general.
That's kind of why I want to bring up the rear.
So he's
in
going to
case
go
shit
in
goes
front
down.
of you, most likely.
Yeah.
So who's going second? You?
Mm-hmm.
Third? Fourth? Fifth? Okay. First up, Ink. And while you do that, roll me a perception check, see what you see.
24.
24. You start to very carefully, with cat-like reflexes, slink around with good agility.
19.
And a 19. You move out. It is a troll, a very large troll. When it squats on the ground, its knees come up to like its shoulders, and then it's got these super, like, the end of my finger would be where its elbow is, and then it has another fucking set of that, and then it has these long fingers, and it is currently, it has what's left of Vigil Eli's body hung up and stripped of its pieces, and it is currently taking fresh pieces off and just eating them, and it seems to be just enjoying itself. Like, it's holding up the arm it just ripped off and like dripping the blood in and going and then like sort of sucking on the end of it and then biting an end and then just sitting there, and you can see its belly is like distended a little bit. It's being eaten well recently. You walk and make your way across. It has many things in its hoard. It seems to have any sort of shiny or semi-valuable thing that anyone has brought down here that it couldn't eat. So you can imagine all manner of different things people might bring down here, though it's not adventurers coming through here, so it's not like swords and armor. It's like a coin, maybe a small shard of jewelry or a ring, anything that it didn't pass through. And then there's mounds of like waste and refuse, and also what seems to be like troll body parts. So you make your way across the hallway and into the first stage. Do you want to go all the way to the thing, or do you want to wait for everybody?
I'll get within like 30 feet because I know that's how close he needs to be to do his thing.
To do his thing. Wait, what are you trying to do?
I was gonna try and telekinetically pass that thing through the golden thread.
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
if it
yeah.
does anything.
Okay, so you got to make your stealth check to get across.
14.
14. Okay. You start across pretty silently, and as you get about halfway, you all see the troll sort of stop and sort of wipe its face, and then walk over to that piece of wood and grab it and pick it up and start squinting off in the direction. It hasn't seen you yet. It's now just sort of like looking. So it's gonna roll perception as you make another stealth check.
11.
Natural 20. As it holds
All right, let's go.
holds this up, and it looks, and you can see its pupils sort of like focus on Soren for a second, and you see it doesn't seem to see you. It doesn't seem to see any of the rest of you, and it looks at you and it goes, and it just starts to go.
Oh God!
It's like moving towards you. Are we attacking this and fighting it, or are we running down the hall?
Running.
I'm gonna cast a spell and run.
I feel like we're gonna hit
Run,
this
run,
fucking
run,
trap.
run,
Okay,
It's gonna
it's your
shred
turn,
us.
so go ahead and cast your spell.
I'm gonna try and cast Phantasmal Force on it.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. It's wisdom or intelligence?
That is intelligence.
Good.
Intelligence saving
down,
throw.
let's
8.
Okay, it fails.
Uh-huh.
So it is going to see between me and it. I think it's basically going to take the same shape as my friend, but made completely of flame,
Oh,
like a fire elemental.
okay. So this guy, but if he was fire?
Yeah.
Okay. As he, you actually see, out of the shadows, it pushes, almost like Freddy Krueger out of the fucking wall. It pushes out of the shadow, and as you sort of change the reality of the perception, it starts to, as it pushes, it almost looks like pushing through hurts it and starts to make it inflame. And it pushes through, and it interposes between you two, ripping through the shadows. And I mean, it succeeds. So it's scared of this.
So it essentially, it just perceives it as if it's completely real.
Okay, definitely.
And would react appropriately to seeing.
Okay, so as it does, it goes, and it backs up back towards where it came from.
Let's go!
And it sort of holds it up, and it takes like a fucking swing with the thing, but obviously it goes through it, but it doesn't seem to give a shit because it's not like a real attack. It just sort of like,
Yeah.
and then it backs up a little bit. So that's your action. You still have the rest of your movement. Are you moving?
Going.
Okay, so you keep moving. What else are you guys doing?
Run.
Running.
You're all running?
Yes.
I'm gonna hold my action to dash because I feel like
But I only.
I want to
have
see
50
someone else go
feet.
through the thing safely before I go.
Okay, so
I have
you
80 feet
30 feet.
if I dash.
Are you both dashing?
My dash is 50.
So you're
yeah.
dashing now. Okay.
I only have
Fuck,
25.
I don't want to leave you behind. I'm gonna
Well,
run
you get down
with
the
him.
hallway. You get
Yeah.
past the troll space. You guys run behind this phantasmal force.
Okay, as long as he's.
Can they see it?
No, only the.
So
affected creature.
you don't know, but Soren's like,
We see it like freak out and then. Okay.
and you see the troll sort of like reacting to something, and you go,
Yeah.
and you start running across. So if you want to dash, you can make it 80 feet. You can definitely make it to the sort of
The
like
wall. Okay.
You can see as you get closer, it is warm, but it's not like hot. It doesn't like hurt to be
Yeah.
near it, but it gives off this like it's like standing in the sun. Like the sunlight is pushing on you, so it's not like oppressive, but it's not like super comfortable. Just stand there as it like warbles beyond that. You see a pearlescent door, and in the center of it, like another 30 feet beyond this, and in the center of that pearlescent door is a brass orb keyhole.
Oh fuck it. Okay, I'm jumping through that thing. I don't.
You're
even...
just moving through.
Yeah, I have 80, so as far as I can, if I
Okay,
can get
Rami
through.
is also moving through. He has 60 feet, so he can get right up to this.
As long as it doesn't disintegrate the entire prison, we're fine.
Okay, so you're moving through without worrying about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you jump through. And as you do,
We're beefy right now.
yeah. Wait, where did I write that? Just want to make sure. Okay, well, I know what happens. Okay, so I guess I must have deleted it when I reformatted my. I write this all out and then I format it to print, so I'm like organized.
Oh, yeah.
And I must have deleted that. Anyway, so what happens is, you immediately get lesser restoration. So if anything bad, that lesser restoration would help.
Oh.
You get some other effects that we'll talk about as you feel this like golden heat move through you as you cross the other side unharmed.
I'm just gonna be
it
like-
seems. Romy's moving up. You're not there yet. You can choose to move through now. You do so, and you also get a lesser restoration if you had any restoration.
I'm gonna
you had some
stand here and
diseases and
wait
shit going on. I don't know.
Isaac.
Oh yeah, didn't I still have that thing? No,
I'll-
did we take care of that?
I'll say if you did, it's not there anymore.
Okay, cool.
You're cleansed of your crabs, and so
Cleansed of crabs.
cleansed of crabs, and then you can only get a little bit into there.
Yeah, I'll go as far as I can.
So
Darwin, lay down.
Romy gets
Lay down.
top of the round. It's the troll's turn. What happens on the top of the round?
So
Can you relax,
it
my
can
fucking?
use its action
Needs
to
to go.
examine it with an investigation check.
Doesn't sound like it would do that.
Otherwise, it basically just continues to see it as real. I can use it
It
on
continues
my
probably
to see it as
swing
real.
yeah. I can use it to attack on my turn. But
Okay, so I mean, it's interposing in between the two of you. It doesn't like it. I guess it's gonna make a perception check at it. But it's not gonna use its. Yeah, I mean, it still sees it as a threat for sure. Okay, yeah, it's going to make one club attack at it, like at a distance, and it does definitely. It would hit. The natural 19. Does it matter?
no.
I don't think it does.
The short answer
It's
is
spending
no.
one of its attacks to do that.
The target rationalizes any illogical outcomes from interacting with the phantasm. So
Okay, it's not smart enough to fucking
swinging a stick
do
through
other stuff.
fire.
So swinging a stick
Yeah.
through fire. It
It's
it does
fire.
2 of those, and then it just continues to back up. It seems at this point disarmed from this particular thing. So you guys have another round. Everybody is moving through.
Yep.
Okay, you move through. You move through. You move through. Something happens when you get lesser restoration from a new
Yep.
source.
Did anything happen to my boy Shao Kahn?
Nothing happens to your boy Shao Kahn.
Good. It offsets the effect of casting a spell.
As you run, you're the last one through. As Rummy looks on, and you all pass through it, he goes, "All right," and he goes through, and he ash.
That's what I thought.
That tracks.
Damn, I could have eaten him.
Would that even be healthy to eat a vampire?
I don't think we needed.
And
What
then
they
you
said.
see-
They said that the things.
mist floating away,
Oh, way through us?
He'll be fine.
away from you,
Back to the prison.
Oh,
not
back.
back
through
in?
this, back.
Oh.
Yeah. He can't cross it.
Alright, well, good luck to him, I
Does
guess.
he even have, like,
Yeah, he'll regenerate.
does he have a place to go back to regenerate?
Got him from his
His
place.
cell. He
fine.
was the vampire all along.
In like 500 years, someone will find him and he'll try and conquer the world or something, but that's someone else's
I
problem,
mean,
so it's
he's
fine.
still, Lord Carmine is still alive.
So you're all through,
Mm-hmm.
and the troll seems to be held at bay for the moment.
I'll just keep concentrating on that until it runs out.
Sounds good.
Let's. Well, we have the keys.
Yeah, I'll get the matching key to the lock and.
Oh, you said other stuff happens when we cross this.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
absolutely.
said other
Well, that
things.
was one of the other things.
Yeah.
It
Level.
destroys undead.
Oh.
You get the lesser restoration. Why is that?
Yep.
Why is that what this is? No, that's not the noises I wanted.
That's dog, man.
So needy tonight.
Maybe this one.
Not a music change.
Okay, so you get up to it, and on this iron, it's a solid iron loop. You have these 4 keys. You have the brass key, the crystal ball key, the raven key, and this sort of irony heart key. You take it and it turns really cleanly. And you pull out of this pearlescent door, and it moves to the side without much grinding. And inside here, you see a wide, round chamber with soft pearlescent walls. In the center of this chamber is a plinth made out of the same material as if it grew out of this material. Your steps into this space awaken dozens of eyes that study you between blinks up on the walls in strange patches like barnacles. But they're not like goopy or gross. They're kind of like pretty magical eyes. Atop the plinth, it has grown a bowl. And inside that bowl, as you approach, is this white and silver powder. What do you do?
Are there
I'm gonna take some of that.
The door behind you.
Is there anything else on the walls, or is there any writing or pictures or
You look up on the
architecture?
walls, and it looks like this sort of pearlescent material, like the inside of a clamshell, but
It looks like natural,
yeah.
almost like cave, but not cave.
No, not a cave.
We
Looks like a room.
got here through like
It's
a
like
Temple of the Raven Queen, basically, right?
this is still there.
Yeah. Does this match any like religious iconography
Roll a religion
or anything
check
I
if you
know
want.
of?
No, this seems obviously
Different.
It's
12.
different. You don't recognize this religion,
Can I
if it is one.
can I investigate the powder on the plinth to see?
Yeah,
if
you
it's
walk
any-
up to the powder, go roll investigation check. Shut up.
13.
Yeah,
Is there like
your boy.
a science check I could do on the powder?
Depends on what science you want to accomplish.
Just kind of rub it on your gum, see what happens.
Well, I didn't know if it was like something I might like, some kind of powder that looked similar to something I've seen before. That was my question.
Yeah, what part of science would you like to apply to that?
Chemistry.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make just an intelligence roll with proficiency. And your investigation check is just sort of looking at it. What do you try when you do?
I guess I was trying to see. It was a long shot, but I know we were given like
Later.
moon dust, and
yeah.
I was like, is this that, or is it some other kind of drug, or is it
Okay.
just
16.
16. It's interesting, between the two of you, you sort of like give it a little sniff, put it on the end of your blade just in case it is drugs. No, it's not. It doesn't smell like drugs. It smells like a thing you both recognize, honestly. And then there's like, again, it's like this white powder and it's silver. It smells like talc. And looks like little specks of silver in it. And as you run it through your hands and sort of like touch it and drop it back into the bowl, and you sort of like, you know, get it off your knife and you sort of wipe it off and you put it back down. And you smell that like baby powder sort of smell. Out of, like, inside the bowl, you hear, "How do you see what is made invisible to you?" And the sand asks this as it forms the approximation of a humanoid mouth with no other features. "Do not answer blindly," it warns. And you see along the plinth that the bowl is atop, you see that each face of it, all three sort of roughly faces, it's kind of like a rounded triangle, has like different like markings on it in different ways.
What was the question again?
How do you see
What-
that which is invisible?
How do you see? It says, "How do you see what is made invisible to you? Do not answer blindly."
I want to look at the symbol things or whatever.
Which face would you like to look at? Just one of them? Just any of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
16.
16. You... Okay. I guess the first thing you notice on here is that one of the faces of this is a what language did you speak?
Tongue, common, and I think that's it, actually. Just those two.
It looks like one of the faces looks like words, but you don't know the language. The other one's the best approximation you can give with a 16 is that one of them is maybe like notes or something, and the one before that seems to be like math. You're not sure.
Can I?
Isaac.
I also
you
speak
squat down.
6 languages. Just
Okay, which languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Halfling, Gnomish, Dwarvish, and Sylvan.
Okay. One of the
Get that
faces you can read.
education.
One of them.
Okay.
The one that has writing on it. It is in Sylvan, and it is a haiku.
Oh.
And it says, "Invisible flesh, the moon, not quite full."
Okay. Interesting.
Very strange.
Can I? This is maybe stupid. No.
Maybe.
So it's just dust. The dust on this plinth.
Yeah, it's
Can
formed
I-
like a little. It's just formed like a little mouth.
Can I take some of the dust and kind of do a wide spread like this? I want to see if there's anything invisible that would,
Sure, yeah.
be shown
Uh,
by.
You take it and you. And there's a little bit. Go and roll a perception check. Okay.
13.
13. You look about the room and you sort of like this, and you notice that though it doesn't seem to have done any long-term elucidation of anything, you actually don't know how to describe what you see when you look through it. You see colors you've never seen before. You see colors you can't even possibly describe to someone.
Okay.
From the eyes, and also like the walls changed. You don't even really. It's breaking your brain to really think about how they changed. It's non-Euclidean or something. Like there's something about what you're perceiving and interacting with.
And that's directly through it when I throw it, or that's...
Kind of, it was very hazy. Like just throwing it seems to not really do the trick. It was very.
Can I take
very brief?
A little more and do this in front of my
Yeah,
face?
you can do it, and you don't. It barely accomplishes the effect, barely. But it gives you some. There's something about this concoction that.
Can I take some and do that?
Yeah, you get whatever baby powder,
Yeah.
and go and roll a perception check. See what the other thing is.
I take a look at the mathy boy.
20.
20. You'd know silver. You've tasted silver.
Okay.
It's silver. It's a metallic flavor. You sort of 20 to look at the math.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh,
I was
roll.
just
Go
asking
ahead and
you.
roll an intelligence check with not even with proficiency, just intelligence check.
I don't trust it.
Using a die.
Okay. I can't remember. Is this doubled for intelligence or no?
Intelligence?
I thought
Intelligence. What's the rule say?
I think it might be later.
Yeah, that's later.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay,
later.
so the answer is 22.
Yeah, you have dexterity right now
Yeah.
because of your
Yeah,
searching
yeah,
thing. The 22.
Yeah.
For the math.
Mm-hmm.
These are instructions. At least the math part. This is instructions to cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
And with a 22, you know that the material in the bowl is a material component.
Okay. Well, we have a couple
powerful spellcasters, so I will relay that information.
I'll take a look at it and see if I can.
Makes no sense to you. Roll an intelligence check. He can help you a little bit.
What's
You have
the
advantage.
third
Use
face we can't
Arcana
read?
or just straight intelligence?
No,
I would say
like
Arcana.
music.
You could do Arcana, which involves your proficiency bonus, right? You can do Arcana, or you can do Intelligence with advantage. Because it's either going to be his interpretation of this, or you using your arcane knowledge to accomplish it. You know what I'm saying? So he can help you with the intelligence, or you can do it alone.
I'll do the Arcana.
Okay.
19.
19 Arcana. Are you trying to cast this spell?
Yes.
Okay. As you do, you grab the material out of there, and you do kind of like what she does, but as you do, it sort of floats up, and it sort of sparkles in front of you, and you cast See Invisibility one time.
Oh.
You do not learn See Invisibility. You roll high enough to learn it. But
Oh, damn.
you are currently under the effects of See Invisibility and are concentrating on it. The eyes on the wall remain, but their colors now shift to hues you've never seen and couldn't begin to describe. The geometry of this place dizzies your mind as you see now a clear path in what you could only describe as a fourth dimension to the shape of the wall. But you follow your eyes, and do you want to go through it?
Yeah, I'll just tell them to follow me exactly.
You see, and his eyes are sparkling in colors you've never seen.
As we're walking by the
Trippy.
bowl, I'm gonna pull out a flask and just go.
Okay, of Talcon
Yeah.
silver. Okay, so now you have enough to cast See Invisibility a couple times, or just some Talcon silver. You can give yourself dry balls and possibly carcinogens on them at the same time. It's great.
Turn yourself blue.
There you, perfect. So as that happens, you effortlessly slip into it, and as he does, suddenly the geometry makes a little bit of sense to you. And for a moment, you understand how to navigate this like strange wall that shouldn't be there, and you slip into what seems like a paper-thin crack in the wall without trying.
Okay.
And you are now through. You are seeing invisible things. You travel through the space, and the hall is there, but there is like a purpling, crackling, sort of like throughout this whole place. And you can see where the shadows usually keep bounds to the space around you. They're folding out, and your follower, your little pal, sort of just is following you along gravity that only it is succumbing to, and it sort of looks down at you from there. In a place it couldn't possibly be, but is. Something's in here, yes. Gold.
Where?
And just sort of along, and you all fall in line, and eventually the hallway just sort of opens up. After a few steps, in this sort of like transitional space, it opens into a very cold room. Very cold. You can see the breath. You all sort of like naturally bundle, even you are like a little creaky from it. Pretty quickly, it's dropped to around freezing. And you are in a grand, dark hall of a library. Thousands of books, all seemingly of the same encyclopedia set. You don't know what they do, but it is
Beautiful.
cages,
Not enough time to
cages
read
of
them all.
encyclopedia like bound books, all
Take them
shadowy
all with
black.
me.
They have like a system of numerals on them you can't quite discern
Oh,
as you pass
beautiful.
by.
Hello,
And
Hercules.
all the way on the other side, you can see all the way to the other side of the library. You see clearly, about 100 feet away, as this place has like a dim grayish sort of dim light to it. But where you lose, it doesn't have enough light to like illuminate, but there is light coming from the end of the library where there is a broken door, like a big broken stone door that has been blasted forward, and you can see like a light golden hue on the floor in front of it, but that's all you can see from this distance. Other than that, you're in a massive library. It's probably 150 feet long. It's wide
Can I
open
just
here.
stay here and read every book?
You meander a little bit, and towards the center there is a central area that has like this, almost like a conversation pit, and there are books lying around.
I want to pick one up and just like see what.
But it is flat stone. There's no comfort here.
Yeah.
Flat stone. As you look down and you start reading it, and it's just names. Names, and they're not in any discernible order. One will say like Mildred something. One will say just random names.
These are all of his test subjects.
It would be a lot.
You don't think Carmine has any access to this place? It doesn't seem like Carmine has touched this place.
This is from the cultists.
Carmine likely hasn't been able to get past that troll and his own monsters that he's created.
Oh.
Like, you don't think he's been this far.
Oh.
So there's a sense of like you're the only ones here.
This might. Does this have any markings of Raven Queen stuff on it?
It has affectations. Like it has the darkness, it has the books, it
If I,
has
like-
the cages around the books.
You said it's all an encyclopedia set. Is it alphabetical?
When you open it, you just grab a random book, you look, it's not alphabetical.
Oh fuck.
Are they identical? Like, if I find a matching volume to the one she was looking at, do they, like, match up?
Matching volume. You mean like just
Or
they're-
is
all
every
the books look
book
the same.
unique?
They look the same. They have different like numerals that you can't really.
So
figure
they're
out.
all, like, unique within a single set?
It seems like the same set of one encyclopedia.
There's no
Oh, okay.
clear
I
organization
gotcha.
though that we
Okay.
understand.
You can
at
try. You
least.
want to grab a few books that are next to each other out on the shelves.
Sure.
They,
Yeah,
they
I
look
think
relatively
that's-
ordered. You grab them out.
Like, is it written in common or
No.
no?
Sometimes.
Is it
Some of the
language?
names. Okay, so
You
give
ready?
me. Okay, one person make me a history check. One person make me a perception check. One person make me a religion check.
History.
I'm pretty good at history too.
Probably be the religion.
I got
Whatever you
plus
want.
6.
Perception?
Sure. You guys can double up on that.
Yeah, because I'm bad. 7.
20.
Or
History.
Yeah, I rolled a 14.
13 religion.
Religion.
11.
11 perception. Okay, so you're noticing with the perception, you're having a hard time. You're kind of like really focusing on like the book you opened,
Yeah.
and you're getting. I can only think of Mildred in my head for some reason. You're getting. I want to use that example again in my head. You're getting just various names, but they seem to be.
book is just
The
all
language
words.
sort of changes. The writing seems to be the same. You grab several volumes out. You start looking looking for any religious symbology. You can't really figure any. I mean, Raven Queen stuff. There's some Raven Queen stuff. Seems to have something to do, obviously, with the religion. But there doesn't seem to be there's no holy words in here. It's not like calligraphy. It's just name. It's like a ledgers of names. You got 20 something?
20 on the dot.
20 on the dot on a history check. As you cross-reference them, this seems to be, from as far as you can tell, this seems to be every recorded death and undeath until this place stopped functioning about 28 years ago.
How do they have the?
That's what I thought. That's what Alex was thinking.
How do they have the ability to track?
If they were working with the Raven Queen, it would make sense.
You don't know about every death in the world. But
Right.
It's a lot of books, so maybe. You don't know. You'd have to figure out the math on that.
much.
But it makes
Well,
sense.
now these are
right?
kind of boring because it's just all names. of people
What
who
the,
died.
what the information would be
I
helpful.
mean, you know people that have died, so if you want to look up,
Yeah.
or people that have tried to do undeath, you could. I mean, you'd have to find out the year, the date. You'd have to know when this person died because it seems to be sorted by when it happens.
Do we have our grandparents' death or anything like that?
Oh, I'll
maybe?
say you know your grandparents' death. Why don't the two of you make me? One person can make a history check with advantage, or each of you can make individuals. I don't care.
You go with advantage.
Okay. What are your grandparents' names? Mildred?
16.
Mildred and Milder Baines.
Eustace or something.
Milder.
What are your grandparents' names?
I don't know. It's got to be something stuffy.
It doesn't have to be. Maybe they were cool grandparents, dude.
No, they were not
Maybe
cool.
moms. Maybe
Not cool.
Not cool. They weren't cool.
They were colonizers or weirdos.
Paracelsus.
Benjamin.
Benjamin
Okay.
and
Yvonne.
Benjamin and Yvonne. Is this the Baines
Baines.
side?
Yeah.
Now we have to figure out your
Baines
question.
side.
Okay, they have Baines. Yes, the patriarch and matriarch of the Baines line. Your father's parents. Yeah, because your mother's mom is the one that was your park caretaker, right? Yeah.
What? Oh yeah.
Because you have another grandparent that exists in this
Yes.
world. Okay, yeah. Just making sure we're not crossing streams. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's the one rule.
I was like, otherwise it's just we do have to figure out a maiden names. So, I'll say, yeah, you know roughly the dates and places, and it takes you a minute to find this information, but as you peruse through the library, sure enough,
They're there.
the two of them are there on the days that they died. They died in separate times. So yeah.
Makes sense.
So this cult was operating here
Yes.
near our hometown
Mm-hmm.
up until
If
right
either of them died
before we
28
were-
years ago, if either of them died before that, they were
Yeah.
great grandparents. Let's say even you find them.
And it stopped about a few years before we were born.
Yeah.
Do they know about this place?
I would assume not. Well, someone must have found it, judging by the door.
It's a relatively quiet place.
It's weird for people to be. Well, wait, how long ago was the moon crash?
30, something like that.
So they were still operating a little bit after.
Supposed-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 33 years ago, something like that. 30 years ago?
27.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Traveler's Guide says MC 27.
No.
Unless
that's not what the
that's-
Traveler's Guide means. The Traveler's Guide means
Is that when it
moon
was
crash.
published?
27 years after the moon crash is the new dating system.
Yeah.
So that's 27 years after the moon crash that
Yeah.
pamphlet came out.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're at 30.
You have other ones from 25 and 27. Yeah,
Oh,
that's not.
gotcha,
That's not
gotcha,
when the.
gotcha.
No. About 30 years ago. At this point, about 31 years
So they
ago.
were still operating a couple years after the moon crash.
2-3 years, yeah. Without divine help from their goddess, because it's a dead person. So, dead entity. Yeah. There are other aspects in this library if you want to look around, or you can do something else. What do you want to do?
I just wanted to kind of stroll around while they're looking and see if there's like anything besides books and furniture here.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check as you look around.
We'll investigate.
There's very little furniture around here.
Nat 20, so 28.
Ooh.
Yeah. Absolutely. As you walk around, you make your way toward the broken door on the other side of the space. It seems to have been broken from the other side, like the way you're going,
So
and
it was
into this library.
broken in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also notice around this area, near the broken door, like it had broken in, and then around it seems to be a golden ward that was placed in front of the door. That maybe during the break or some other time after or before it also broke. So the ward is inactive, but it's giving off that soft glow around here. So still lighting the space a little bit. In front of that, like closer this way, there's some rubble and stuff. And underneath some of the rubble, you see a body. You see a long dead dwarven Lithandrian priest lying face down on the ground, but his body seems preserved. You've seen this effect happen before. He wears chainmail, has like this big maul. A large crystalline decanter of water seems to be on his back. About half gallon. And there's also what seems to be like a satchel underneath his body. And then on his left arm, there's a shield that's still partially attached to his mangled arm that seems to have been broken, probably as part of this whole thing. As you look down, that door has evidence of a big lock on it that used to probably use the rusty key to get into.
Okay.
So that's what you see right here.
I'm just going to start, I guess, going through his satchel and seeing if I
It's
can...
heavy stuff. Like there's rubble on him.
Oh, gotcha. I'll try to start clearing it out first.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a strength check. And while this is happening, you guys are looking. Are you doing anything?
Can I help clear your rubble?
You want to move over that way?
Yeah.
14.
Okay, 14. You start moving over with 14. You guys can move it in roughly a decent amount of time. You start moving stuff, moving rocks, and you can see past that little ward that doesn't really seem to be doing anything. You can see it goes into a place that's very, very dark. So you don't even know what's in there. But you're moving this around, and you're starting to pull stuff off of his body.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me. You roll a natural 20 on your investigation check. I'm not going to make you roll again. Here's what you find. You find his maul, his chain shirt, and around his neck, a holy symbol that is glowing.
Oh.
You also find his satchel. The decanter around his back is about a half gallon of holy water. So you can have a card for that if you want.
Yeah, I'll take that.
there might be holy water in one of these if you want to look for it.
Sure.
It also has like a magical effect on it pretty clearly.
The decanter.
No, the holy symbol.
Oh, the holy symbol. Okay.
It's like glowing. You don't know what it does. Do you guys do anything with the body? Are you just stripping it of its things? Are you pulling it over to this like conversation area? Are you?
We're getting the shit off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just looking for any clues
All
about.
right. Are you at all interested about a dead body?
No.
No. As a
Not
doctor,
really.
you have no fucking interest in that.
This little fucking crypt from.
No, it's perfectly preserved.
Doctor, how did he die?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead and roll a medicine check as you sort of drag
My
it over to this
goodness.
area. And this conversation nook area seems to be kind of where you guys are setting up a little bit. I don't know if you guys are trying to camp here.
Oh, 22.
22.
Natural
Okay.
19.
You take a look at the body. It has obviously damage on it, physical damage. There's splinters in the skin. There seems to be stone that has smashed parts of him, but that doesn't seem to be what killed him. He doesn't seem to have blunt force. Like his head's in a good enough state, but as you like go to move like the eyes, like the eyelids, do you take the holy symbol off? By the way.
Yeah, I would have.
Okay, as you take the holy symbol off, this is the first time rotting has started to begin, so it's still like a fresh dead body. So you're looking at it, and the head is really light. And as you sort of look up in there, his face and his beard is caked with this like goo. And his ears and nose, clearly still that medallion must have kept things like moist. Because there's spinal fluid in his nose. There's brains liquefied. Just, it's like his brain got liquefied in his head and just fell out and he just fucking died.
Oh.
You also
Saying
find...
he's got a brain cavity.
You also find...
Oh no. But it's rotting.
That'd be
Brain in there,
hilarious.
comes back to
The satchel...
Got your body.
The satchel that you were handed has some coins and some other stuff if you're looking in there. Some long petrified rations, an extra pair of socks, a set of well-worn smith's tools that you probably wouldn't be able to use anymore.
So this was
And a
family,
diary.
right?
Yes.
What up?
He get that? Yeah.
I was like,
This is all just mine.
can I?
What languages do you speak?
Speak, Common, Zellerin, Tong, Elvish, Deep Speech, but I can read all languages.
Okay, if you can read it, you can read it.
Read it out loud.
Oh, that's a lot.
You gonna give me an accent?
No.
Since it's a dwarf?
I'm not.
Good luck.
Dwarvish.
You can quietly read it to yourself?
I'm just reading the intro.
Okay, good.
Okay, so it was only written recently at the time of his death. The first entry is undated. It says, Hart said I should try to write my feelings if things get hard, so I'm writing down my feelings now, book. Do I call you book? That's silly. You don't care what I call you. You're a book. But I suppose it's true of myself that a man talking down to me, calling me dwarf, would get a hammer up his arse. So from here on, I'll refer to you as Diary, my dear, because Diary sounds a wee bit more like a name than does book. But also, it's not so hard for me to remember, and if I get knocked down, my
You're
this is
drifting,
just,
you're drifting.
Yeah, this is all just nonsense. Okay. I was trying to find the relevant
Gotta do
stuff.
my own goddamn shit here. But it's not so hard for me to remember. And if I got to get knocked on me head for his voice drifts away and you get into character.
Oh my
If I have to get hit in the head more feckin' times like today, then I may as well try to keep things simple, in case I get me brains knocked loose someday. To be honest with you, I can't really remember now what was bothering me so much that I decided to finally open this darn thing in the first place. Maybe Hart was right about this after all. Never tell her that, my dear. The second entry. Diary, my dear. It occurred to me just now that I'm half in my pint, brooding about tomorrow, and they're all just carrying on like it's not our last night together. I just can't imagine all of us getting out of there alive. Well, that's not what occurred to me, I guess, but that's what's worrying me while another thing done it's occurring. Well, now, seeing as I named you and all that, it had been occurring to me just now that I haven't introduced myself. And I've been sitting here thinking, now why would a book, crossed out, diary, care about my name? It's not a person that cares about things like that. Anyways, now I'm here telling you, so it must mean something. My name is Brolm. My friends call me that. B-R-O-L-M. You'll have this back. Might as well be friends, my dear. The third entry. Diary, my dear, we did it! It got hairier than my grand's great beard. Sure it did, but I'd been planning ahead. And been saving up, I did. Got me two of the clearest, cleanest diamonds you ever seen that weren't paragons themselves. Only had to use one, which happens to have been used on the man I'm now traveling with, a strange man. The old crow, they call him. Though he's not even that old for a human to my eyes. He says he has something to show me. Better be worth it. The food for this far south has no spice to it, and the rain makes the sky gray all day long. Final entry. Diary, my dear. Writing in your pages really is kind of nice. I'll have to tell Hart next time we're together. She's still north with Nil. We're meant to meet up with my brother after we finish tying up loose ends. It'll be nice to settle down, maybe open up a little place, get off the road. It'll be the first time drinking did anything but lose me money. The old crow introduced me to a couple others. Don't seem to be part of a bird cult. Very serious types, though. Told me to prepare my mind and spirit before heading in. So I'm writing it all down now to help me prepare. They've asked me to forge them some magic keys. I could do this job in my sleep. I'll be done here in no time. I've asked questions, but they haven't given me too many details. Cryptic as crows, as they say in the stories. Apparently, they've got a big egg of some kind. The god egg, they called it.
God egg.
Interesting.
Well, now I want to find that.
That's probably back that way, I hope.
Doesn't seem to be back the way it came
What
from.
year was that written?
I don't think any of these are dated.
Damn.
Is there only 2 entry points to this?
Mm-hmm.
Where you came from, where are you going?
Can you tell how old this body is?
It's not decomposing.
No, it didn't decay until just now, so it would be 2 seconds ago, yeah.
It really does feel like he died moments ago. Like, it almost feels like you could save him, but you definitely can't. He has no brain.
Yeah. But he could!
Well, you'd have to...
So did they
The whole
kill
process,
him
yeah.
for making the keys?
Perhaps they killed him to keep him quiet?
Doesn't
Doesn't seem like a snuff job. It's a
seem
broken
like
door. And
someone murdered
Or
him.
something attached? Did the egg hatch?
I've never seen anyone die like this before.
What could they possibly have had in an egg that they thought was a god?
Perhaps a god?
Let's hope there's not that one.
Is that how
No.
gods work?
What comes from eggs that
Gods work
scary,
however they
I
want.
guess.
You think it hatched?
We probably would have heard of
Possible.
something called a, that would come out of a
Unless we-
god egg.
I mean, we were pretty far down. It could just be sleeping.
Let's hope we don't have to find out.
I agree.
Maybe he's crazy. He could be crazy dwarf, who knows?
Does anyone have any use for his armor or his maul?
Not me.
Just leave him down here with him? Or do we want to try and sell it?
I mean, we could bring it up, but somebody has to carry it.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in carrying it.
How much are they worth?
Chain shirt is 50, the mall is 10.
I'm good.
You did pour out the coin and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's a diamond in there. It's worth 300 gold.
I'll
It's a
take 'em.
verified diamond.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was...
And you also have the holy symbol that you would have to identify.
Yep. I'm keeping that and the holy water on my person for now. I'll identify it later if I can.
Okay.
I forgot how much money I actually had.
Yeah, I've got a good bit.
So fucking much.
So what are you guys doing? You're in this library. You have some stuff.
I think it's best if we probably carry on.
And carry forward.
Quicker we get out of here, the better.
I agree.
I suppose so.
I mean, if you want to stay, fucking go for it. Get a little boring reading books with names.
Not for nothing, there's nothing trying to hunt you right now.
It's not the worst idea to take a break here while we can.
I'm fine to go on, but we could take a break if you want.
Well, a lot of you get stuff on your short rests.
Almost.
You'll definitely,
I did
obviously,
drugs,
you get stuff on your
so-
long rests.
I did drugs.
You didn't use a spell slot?
Not since I did drugs.
I get nothing back on short rest yet, so.
I did.
I'm
Yeah,
even
we
at
can.
like full HP almost. I'm missing 1 hit point. So
How many hit dice you missing?
Wouldn't hate a short rest. I lost some blood earlier.
we could do a short rest.
You guys want to rest shortly? Do your last one of the day.
I vote yes, because I can heal.
Yeah.
I'll follow them.
You get 2 a day, right? Did the one earlier.
Short rest squad.
Short rest squad. So you spend 10 minutes. Sort of resting up. So 2 of you are not resting, right?
I'm not.
What are you doing over this course of 10 minutes?
I guess keeping a lookout.
I would like to walk around the room and see if there's anything that's hidden.
Sure. You can still see invisible shit, by the way, for an hour. I
Okay.
believe it lasts for an hour. So yeah. In fact, you can see like faint wisps of. Not even faint. I mean, with invisibility, you can see like it almost looks like that holy symbol of burning sun.
26.
26 investigation just to look for stuff. Okay.
Yeah, just see if there's
Are you
anything
with them?
hidden.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You move. Yeah, you move around. And you're looking in like the corners of the library and stuff. And as you do, there is a point where you're like walking down in between 2 rows of like, you know, about 15-foot high bookshelves, these big cages with these books slotted in. You're walking down and you can see in front of you, and then suddenly in front of you the whole hall goes like and the shadow gets bigger and it gets really dark in front of you, and you can feel like really, really cold air coming off of that.
Backing away.
And as you start to back away, you feel Isabella, you feel a shiver as something passes through you. You take 1 cold damage
The fuck?
as it And you're turning, and in the other direction, both sides of this are now dark and black and shadowed. And you two don't know where they're at in here. You'll be able to hear
Are
them
we still
if they say
together?
anything. You're still together. You're in between two. You're in a library hallway. In each side, the shadows have grown bigger.
That's what I was expecting.
That kind of hurt a little.
And then at your feet, underneath the light from your little jar, you see your shadows leering at you, rising, peeling up from the ground.
What the
And that's where we'll leave off. Next time we'll come back
What
to
the fuck?
the shadows. It's D&D.
We gotta stop poking our faces into danger.
Or keep doing it.
To be fair, it's just a fucking library.
All right, new plan. We'll just turn our business. We'll investigate like cheating spouses and child support cases, and we'll just do boring.
We're just
boring.
doing Jerry Springer?
Yes, yes. You know who's never been attacked by their own shadow? Jerry Springer.
We're just gonna
He's
stop
definitely
cheaters.
been attacked by his own guests, though, right?
Well, that's his fault.
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so next time, we'll see what the god egg is, maybe.
You should simply subject the shadow to your will, like I did.
Whatever it is,
well, then make
inflation
this
has
one.
hit its prices. Am I right?
Let me
Oh,
drink
no.
You see the trailer for Roseanne's new comedy special?
No, I would never do
Yeah.
something.
I would
It's-
never inflict.
Everyone have a wonderful night! Don't watch Roseanne. She's trash.
It's real bad.
But do watch this. Next time, we do more of the thing.
The thing.
The thing.